Far Beyond the Void is an original Dungeons & Dragons actual play livestream and is recommended for mature audiences. It may contain descriptions of graphic violence, coarse language, horror themes, supernatural themes, awkward roleplay, and more fun stuff.
It was Valentine's Day on Tuesday, right? So I feel like in the spirit of Valentine's Day, I should make a confession. Alright? I'm going to do this at the very beginning of the episode so I can edit it out later, so I can have plausible deniability,
Oh my god.
as they like to call it.
Everyone clip this now.
In court. I can delete those, it's fine. Clip whatever you want. But, alright, here we go. I like to hang a lot of shit on my players. It's pretty well known.
Oh, really?
Now.
Don't say.
Yeah, I don't know if you noticed. It's something that I do, and I like to do it, but I'm going to admit they're pretty great. Look there, I said it. All right, I said it. It's out there. I'm gonna edit it out, but they're all right. I'm sorry I have to get this episode started with all this mushy feeling stuff, but I'm getting it out there. It was Valentine's Day, and I felt like it was obligated on me. Speaking of Valentine's Day, did anyone do anything for Valentine's Day? Is that something that people still do, or
Went out to dinner.
You went out to dinner
with the family. It's good. We didn't even go on Valentine's night because I was actually hosting a D&D game. But we went the night after, and it was makes so much more sense anyway, because everyone like crams into the restaurants like, oh my god, it's Valentine's Day, I have to get in there that night. And like, we went the next night and it was like totally chill, no one there, and had a good feed. Why not?
Do you prefer a restaurant that's quiet, or do you prefer a restaurant that's louder?
I don't care as long as the food's good.
As long as the food's good? Alright, okay. What about like pub man or fancy restaurant?
A bit of both. We went to a pub though, but it was kind of like a fancy pub.
Alright.
So, best of both worlds.
Mark, I know you had some interesting Valentine's Day plans. How'd that go for you? You want to share with the class?
It was good fun. Well, I had a planned World of Warcraft date. We haven't actually done it yet.
Oh.
But we did hang out and play the game. But other things got in the way of the plans on the day itself, unfortunately. But we had a good time anyway, and we're still going to go and do that at some point. Should be fun.
Look, Valentine's Day is important, but when it comes to raiding the Chaos Warriors of Nurg, or whatever the fuck you do in World of Warcraft, sometimes romance just has to be put to the side. You can't help that. Right?
Yes, exactly.
I don't know anything about World of Warcraft.
Thing.
The only thing I know about World of Warcraft is what I saw on that one episode of South Park.
Yeah, it can be a bit like that. That's why I stopped playing it for ages.
Is that why you're hiding your wrist so you can't see like the bandages on your wrist? Oh, okay. No carpal tunnel syndrome. Not yet, at least. Great.
If I was going to get that, it'd be from guitar.
Talk to me about Valentine's Day. How many cards did you get?
Like one.
Oh, really? Just the one?
Yeah.
Oh. Well,
Ooh.
look. Can you read it to us right now?
No.
Oh, why not?
Because it was over text and it was just Happy Valentine's
That's
Day.
not a card. Get out of here. Who sent you that? Ali, what have I said? Send her a
Manga.
card.
I will next time.
Text message just doesn't do it. It just doesn't
Love
have the
Lady
same
Verena.
personable feel.
I was on a plane on Valentine's Day. I spent the entire day flying back from Melbourne.
No excuses.
So, look, it was the only text message I wanted that day, so we're gonna call it a win.
Okay, alright.
So it sounds like you had a very plain day.
Yeah, it was very plain. But, you know, the whole thing was kind of up in the air, really.
I don't have anything. I was trying to think of something witty to say, but I just got nothing to
Really
come
going
up
out
with
on a
on
wing
that.
here, aren't we?
We have World Render on Monday.
This whole stream is just crashing and burning.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna
are you
crash,
sure we're not-
I mean, if we're gonna crash, do I still get peanuts or?
Yeah, I mean, sure. There's always time for a little packet of roasted peanuts. It's probably the best food that you're gonna get on a flight anyway. Alicia, Valentine's Day. Come on. Wow me.
I waited for my partner to get home from work all day, and then when he got home, we went out and we bought cake, and then we went out to dinner.
Oh, see? Romance, it's not dead yet. It will be after this episode, but not just yet. We've got another couple of hours to go.
He keeps dropping hints, guys. He always does this. He drops hints in the intro to the episode. I think we're going to be
die.
Yeah, you or Thrash or both.
Goodbye.
I think you're giving me.
If we do die, I feel like it'd be very clutch for us to die like hand in hand. I feel like if we are gonna die, we have to make that happen in our final moments.
What are you doing, Grace? Now he's gonna make sure you can't do that.
Now I'm going to make sure that the only thing of you that survives is just from the wrist up, so that you can die hand in hand. The rest of you gets immolated. Thank you. I'm always looking for these kinds of inspirations for how to write my stories. But I genuinely think, Mark, you're giving me way more credit than I deserve, because I really just make shit up on the spot. I wish I was that kind of planning, like I wish I could plan ahead like that and drop hints about what's going to be coming up in the episode, but I really... No, that's not how this works. Anyway, who wants to just dive straight into it? And you know what? To start tonight's episode, let's go around the table. Let's talk about level fucking 6 characters. I want to know what you get. Let's start with... Let's go across the board. Alicia, talk to me about level 6 Verena.
Level 6 Verena.
Level 6.
I believe that all I got was... where is it? Tool expertise. I now have expertise when I make checks with my tools.
Okay,
Yay.
alright. That's
Plus
it.
more spell slots, right?
Spell slots. Nope. That's it. That's all I get for level 6.
So, at level 6.
Okay, I got an infusion. Right, this is actually the good stuff I got. I remember things now.
I got better at using my tools, and that's what you thought you'd lead with?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
This.
I can now hammer a nail in a bit straighter.
Yeah. So I got 2 more infusions learnt, and I can do 1 more infusion than I used to be able to. So now
Do we get a bag of holding now?
I didn't take a bag of holding. I can read you my repertoire.
Yes, please.
We have enhanced defense, enhanced arcane focus.
Hans does need extra
enhanced
defense.
Weapon. Yeah. We got a secret thing that most people have already worked out, but I'm gonna say it's the secret thing for now.
Mhm.
We got my armor of magical strength.
Oh, okay.
And my spell refueling ring.
Spell refueling ring. Armor of magical strength. Remind me, what does that do exactly?
So, when I make a strength check or a strength save, I can use my reaction to add my intelligence modifier to the check. And I can use 1 charge of it to not be knocked prone.
Okay, so you're smarter at lifting things.
Yeah, apparently.
Okay, great.
Okay. You know that means with her intelligence modifier, that would make her temporarily technically stronger than Thrash, right?
It doesn't count.
We can do a strength contest a little bit later. Who can lift who? But how does that manifest itself, like gameplay wise? Like if someone saw this armor of magical strength, what does it look like?
Well, it just gets imbued into her current armor.
Yep.
So, I guess the scales are just scalier. They're just stronger.
The scales
just...
are okay.
Yeah. That's that. She's got that infused, she's got her shield infused, and she's got her secret item infused. But again, most people already know what it is, so I'm just gonna pretend it's secret.
Well, it's still a secret for me, and I'm the
I'm
dungeon
having a-
master.
Total mental blank. I have no idea what you're talking about.
What's new?
Remember how Sven was saying at the start of the episode he likes rag on his players? Yeah.
Let's just say that Verena definitely has 20/20 vision.
No, it's a rock, isn't it?
No, you got spectacles. It's very becoming.
Oh yes. I get it now.
Alright, so a couple extra infusions. Did we roll your hit dice? I can't remember. We did?
Yes.
Alright, that's
you rolled
already
higher
done.
than me.
And you got a 1, 2, remind me? 2?
I think I got a 7 on a
Okay.
D8.
2 is good.
Yeah.
Alright, let me bring up my OVS here so I know who's next. Froth! Talk to me about level 6 Dran Balas.
Sweet.
Rogue dip?
No. I've maintained on the wizard path. So I've got the 2 levels in cleric, so that brings me up to 4 levels in wizard. Got me to the point of an ASI or a feat. I've chosen the feat. I've gone with Fey Touched. And basically that just gives me auto Misty Step. And another spell level of my choice and up to my intelligence by 1. And the other spell that I chose with Misty Step was Hex.
Hex.
Nice.
Alright, so Fey Touch means you've been exposed somehow to the Fey Wild. You want to talk to me? How did that manifest in Dran Balas?
Well, what's this creature we just fought? A fear?
A fear, yeah.
And where's a fear from?
You know what? It just so happens to be it's from the Feywild.
Well then.
It's not. I just made that up, but it is now.
I don't know if it is or not either, but that's what I was going for.
In Far Beyond the Void, that's what they are. Some of them. Half of them. It's 50-50. Some of them aberrations, other ones are from the Feywild. Alright.
Maybe
okay.
you'll have like a dream or something when because we got to basically have a long rest to level up, and maybe something happens during that.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
Mm.
You're gonna have to really sell this dream in graphic description. All right, awesome. Thrash, level 6 Thrash. An extra rage.
I'm not gonna lie. I wish. Actually, fuck yeah! I did get an extra rage.
Yay. That's good.
That's why they call me Dungeon Master and not Dungeon Apprentice.
No, so not much happened for me really. I rolled an 11 on my hit dice, so I'm up to 75 hit points now. Which is pretty clutch, especially when I'm taking half damage on literally everything. So pretty happy with that. Sorry everyone, I do still sound like Barney the Friendly Dinosaur. I'm not sure if everyone tuned in to the Witchlight stream, but I'm still sick, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I got another bear. I got another totem, and I took another level of bear.
What does that entail?
So my carrying capacity, including maximum load and maximum lift, is doubled, and I have advantage on strength checks made to push, pull, lift, or break objects.
Alright, okay, so when you inevitably break Verena's heart, you're going to have advantage on that check. Or,
No.
if you want to push her off a cliff, because you've had enough.
Well, here's the thing. Is suplexing, like, if I decide to throw someone over my shoulder and into a wall, I get advantage on that check.
I thought you already did. No, that's right. You get advantage to attack while you're grappling. Okay, alright, so you just got advantage all around. I can't see how you're going to abuse that rule in any way, shape, or form, because that's not what you're known for. You're known by playing the game as is, rules as written. That's why they call you Grace, rules as written, whatever your last name is.
That's me, Stuart.
Stuart, that's the one.
Boring and Irish. Yeah.
Yeah, well. My last name is boring as well, so I can't claim anything too spectacular. Alright. Well, that's all there is to it. We'll just move on.
Yeah.
Yep. I could see an eye roll there. He knew it was coming. I'm on fire tonight. Like I said, I've had a bit of a weird day, so I need to come out swinging for the fences, level the playing field. I was nice to you at the beginning of the episode. Now I need to just really just drag it back down. Mark, talk to me about level 6 Patch.
Alright, so Patch has been leaning more and more into the druid self recently, so took 4th level druid. So as anyone familiar with 5th edition leveling will know, that means a feat or an ASI. So in this case, I was having trouble choosing a feat, and I normally love using feats rather than ASIs, but Patch got an ASI. +2 to his wisdom, so his wisdom modifier is now a +5. He has maxed out his wisdom. He's there at 20, so that's really cool. Extra spell slots, which is always useful. And that's pretty much it for 4th level, I think. Let me just double check.
Choose spells? Did you choose any?
Yes, I did actually. I got some new 3rd level, 2nd level spells. So, and I reworked my spells a little bit. So I'm gonna have to, until we actually rest, I'm gonna have to just be careful with what I actually use. But because I'm leaning away from the cleric thing, I adjusted what spells I have as a druid. So I now have, well, once we rest, I'll have Cure Wounds and Healing Word as a druid, like on my druid list prepared instead of my cleric list, so I can actually heal without calling on Talishrin, which will be really good. I dropped my Control Flames cantrip with the 4th level versatile, grabbed the mending, dropped some other stuff. I got Thorn Whip now as well. That happens at the level up, so I can still do that. What have we got? 2nd level spells. I changed a few of my 1st levels as well, so I've got Ice Knife prepared. Moonbeam, Pass Without Trace. I think I already had Moonbeam, I just haven't used it yet. Pass Without Trace is a new one. It occurred to me talking with Ali that with her stealth as bad as it is, Pass Without Trace might be useful to us if we want to sneak. Being that it gives everyone
Moonbeam.
+10 to their stealth checks. Yes, Moonbeam. I can cast it too, because I have 3rd level spell slots that I forgot all about, and I now have 2 of them. So I can actually Moonbeam at 3rd level twice before we rest.
It's optional. 3rd level spells are entirely optional. You don't have to.
Well, I don't have any 3rd level spells yet per se because I'm multi-class. I need to get another level in Druid yet before I can get 3rd level spells, but I can cast some of my other spells at 3rd level.
Alright, fun.
Yes.
Fun stuff. Cool, so that's 6 level characters.
Oh, and my wild shaping got better.
And your wild shaping got better. What can your wild shape into now?
I'm now able to wild shape into things with a swimming speed, and the challenge rating went up. So let me just double check that, because it used to only be like challenge rating a quarter, I think. Now I can go up to a half.
That'll be great for all the swimming sections you've been doing in Far Beyond the Void in space.
Oh yeah, would have been much better in Out of the Abyss. But it also means I'm closer to being able to turn into something with a flying speed. So
that's true.
Yes. What have I got? Wild shape. Yep. So I can go up now to a challenge rating of 1/2, not just 1/4, but still nothing with a flying speed. But and the amount of time went up now. I can stay in beast shape for 2 hours.
All right, stay in beast shape for 2 hours. I don't even think I was tracking how long you were in beast shape for, because you so rarely do it anyway. You usually use your star mappy thing. But
I think it applies to that as well. Like that lasts for longer now too.
Generally speaking, when you're wild shaping, you're also jumping off cliffs, so you usually don't get 2 hours out of it.
No, nope, not at all.
You're lucky to get around, especially with the way I like to kill animals in games. It's frowned upon in real life, so I just take it out. Take it out on the poor little critters in game. Told you I was on fire tonight. Alright. Let's play this ridiculous game.
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Alright, so.
Yes, please.
Let's go over a recap here.
Yes, let's play D&D, because apparently the alternative is Froth and Grace having a rap battle. So Yes.
Stick with us.
D&D.
That'll be at the end of the
D&D.
episode. So,
Okay, yeah, there we
Froth, Grace, during this episode, I want you to be writing down some sick rhymes because I'm not even kidding you. We're going to have a rap battle at the end of this.
I'll
recap.
even give you the beat live.
You can't rock a mic. You can't even get a like.
Cap.
Snap.
I'm gonna pop a recap in your ass if you keep going. Alright, so Thrash. Thrash had a vision on board the Autumn Leaves while passing through the astral sea. And she had a vision of a city of steel built into an asteroid. A weapon whose shape or form was unknown. And another city looking like any other normal city, but built atop an asteroid, which we now know is the city in which you currently reside. That is the city of Bral. And a smiling beholder, which you now also know was referring to Large Luigi, everyone's favourite beholder character. When you arrived in Bral, you found your way to a tavern known as the Happy Beholder, where you met a titular beholder named Luigi, who asked Verena to come back after midnight to discuss some questions that she had been asking about Cuchulainn Warlord Thaddeus and the Tal Ashram. You took a job at the Office of Xeno Extermination from an individual named Lucidius Harkin to hunt down a creature that was preying on the sleeping citizens of Bral, causing horrendous nightmares. You tracked down the beast below the city, into the sewers and even further down into the tunnels, where you met a strange Githzerai wizard who had been hiding there to try and escape from some gambling debts that he had. Together with this Githzerai, you managed to track down the creature into a chamber where you were confronted by this thing that tried to drop Verena down a 100-foot pit. And when I say tried to drop down a 100-foot pit, I mean actually did drop her down a 100-foot pit. You saw an ox commit suicide because it was so upset that Verena was dropped down a 100-foot pit. Turned out it was Patch who was just jumping down there to really just game the system in order to save his companion, which, hey, it worked, and it was hats off to him. It was a good use of the rules. Ironically, your new Githzerai friend Darzeg was the one who actually got the killing blow, ironically killing it by casting sleep on it. Now, this is what I wanted to talk to you. I think I hinted to this in the Discord, but I wanted to talk about it actually on air. Now, the thing that I did wrong, right, is this creature had the hover trait. What does that mean? It means it doesn't need to be awake or conscious in order to stay afloat. It can keep floating even when it's unconscious or restrained or whatever it is. So even casting the sleep spell on this thing shouldn't have made it plummet down the hole, but look behind the DM screen here, it had 4 hit points remaining. End of the day, you were going to kill it one way or another, and I thought that this was the best way. So I'm going to hammer my gavel down right now, and I'm going to say that ending is canon. I'm not taking that away because it was just too poetically perfect for the situation to kill a creature that preys on people's nightmares while they sleep with the sleep spell. So it's staying. It's staying. So that's where you find yourself at this moment, deep within the rock of Bral in the winding, dark tunnels. So after the fear, as players know it's called, plummets down to its death in a wet squelch at the bottom of this 100-foot pit, Darzeg turns to you and says goodbye and runs off with his money to not gamble it, of course.
Of course not. He'd never do a thing like that.
Put it in his special purse.
Darzig is oh, it was nice meeting you all, and he's gone. He's gone. No idea where he went, but he's not there anymore. So now you're here, alone, in this tunnel. What do you do?
Oh,
Climb
man.
back down the hole immediately.
Well, you don't have to climb back down if you don't want to.
No, darling, I'm trying not to cry in front of you. You should let me climb down this hole.
Okay. That was
But
close,
cry.
guys.
Why are you crying? I don't understand.
Thrash, she nearly
Yeah.
died.
Yeah, but she doesn't have feelings.
I think you might be wrong about that one. She's
Nah.
just very good at hiding them.
I mean, yeah, but she could also not have feelings as well.
I mean, sure, but I don't know. I don't think so. But anyway, whoa. That was,
Thrash, shirtless. Verena, how many hit points?
26.
26, but you almost died, so you're in bad shape.
Yeah.
You all smell like shit from wading through the sewers.
literally.
Oh, I was gonna ask this before. Did you want me to take a point of exhaustion for dropping down to...
Yes, I was actually going to say that, yes. So point of
Yeah.
exhaustion for Verena. Thank you for reminding me.
All good. Yeah, when I get to the bottom, I'm just gonna pull out my rapier and I'm just gonna cut off whatever piece of this thing is going to be most identifiable and easy to bring back.
Okay, so you're looking at a huge orb. The bottom half of it is now being completely eviscerated, so it's like a semi-circular sort of big fleshy half ball lying on the ground. The walls around you are coated with the thick viscous yellow ooze which is sliding down the walls and squelching onto the ground. You look around you, you're in a completely dark chamber. It's maybe 20 feet in diameter, and you can count no less than 5 tunnels which exit from where you are, which seem to go even deeper into the rock of Bral. I'm going to ask you, what are you going to cut off this thing?
If I can take some bit of its like teeth. I forgot what these things look like.
Here you go. Ready? You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
That's what it looks like. It looks like me
Okay,
before I
cool.
had my caffeine in the morning.
I'll take some teeth if I can, and maybe a little bit of its tentacle. Its noodly appendage.
I'm going to cut off one of the tentacles, one of the big tentacles, or one of the small tentacles. We've got 2 pairs of tentacles, the large muscular ones and the smaller ones which end in these like gross red palpus with the little tear-shaped things on the end of them. That's what you're going to take?
I'll take the small one because it's easier to carry.
Alright. You can take one
Also,
of
that's
those
the thing
ones.
that made the markings on the
Yeah.
person, presumably.
Alright. Smart. You guys see Verena climb back down into the pit. While she's doing this, what's everyone else doing?
I'm just sort of having a look around. I'm going to get my little rat to have a little bit of an investigation over in this corner of the map where there looks like a bit of an old chimney or something like that. And John Blast will sort of pop out here and look around to see if anything's coming from behind them. He'll look over at Thrash and sort of say, "Hey Thrash, what are they doing down there? We're not going to stay down here all night, are we?"
No, she's like cutting off a piece of the tentacle or some shit.
Ew.
Hey, Thrash.
Yeah.
You're
What?
the mercenary, right?
Yeah.
So what do you do when you've been given a job to kill a creature and need to bring back proof?
Well, I mean, generally I just cut the head off.
This thing is all head.
Yeah, so you bring the entire thing, dumbass. Yeah.
Okay, you drag it back.
Done! How heavy is it, Sven?
It's a large creature, so it's got to be 10 feet wide, something like that. But you want to go down into the pit? You want to try and drag this thing along with you?
Joking,
try
Crash.
I'm not!
Tink, 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 tink. Verena, you see Thrash coming down the ladder.
So Thrash just sort of gets to the bottom of the pit and she walks up to Verena and sees Verena trying to cut off the tentacle and she's like, wait. Oh, Patch made a very good point to me. Generally when I do a mercenary job, we bring back the head. Right? Are you with me? You following? This thing is all head. So it stands to reason we bring back the whole thing.
I don't know what guild you were from, darling, but I can tell you my guild that was definitely not the case. So I'm going to take this, and I'm going to go back up there, and I'm going to hand it in. And you can waste your time trying to lug this massive thing that's at least twice the size of you back up there by yourself.
Could try. You could help. It could be like a fun little bonding exercise. No, come on. This could be fun. Help me drag the corpse.
This is utterly stupid, and I am not assisting.
No, it's not. Come on.
No, goodbye.
Okay, one day you're gonna ask me for something stupid, and I'm gonna say no. This is like come on. You've got to do one stupid thing for me.
No.
One stupid thing, please.
You look up and you see this translucent head of bark just peering over the edge, just like barking at you.
Come here, boy. Come here, boy. Come down the hole and help me drag them.
He floats down, gives each of you a lick across the face, and then floats back up.
You suck. This is why we left you behind.
Climbing back up the ladder.
I heard that.
Verena climbing back up the ladder. One of the tentacles slung over her shoulders like a fur coat. Thrash, what do you want to do?
I am gonna try and lug it back up, for the record.
100 foot.
So what I'm gonna do
ladder.
is I'm gonna take the leftover tentacles and I'm gonna tie them around my shoulders like a backpack, and I'm gonna climb it up.
If this works, we have to hollow it out and turn it into a backpack for you.
Give me a DC 24 athletics check.
Yes.
Oh god. Oh, I'm so glad I have inspiration.
I would say
right
this
now.
is at disadvantage because she's encumbered.
No, I
Shouldn't
get
we be using
advantage
the,
on carrying things now.
The player
I
nat
get
20
advantage
card?
on carrying things. Yes!
No.
Yes! I am using the nat 20 card!
No.
No, you're
No,
not.
you're not using the nat
Just
20
kidding,
card on
that
this.
is such a waste.
You can use the
That is
advantage
such a
card
waste.
if you
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
use the
use
advantage card, but I'm not going to allow you to use your
have
natural
advantage
20.
for
Yeah.
free. No, there is
exactly.
no way I'm gonna use... There is no way. That is just mean.
There's some guidance on the board, I suppose. You can use that.
DC 24 athletics check to climb out with the body of a fear. Or at least half of it, because some of it's
fuck me.
3/4
I got...
of it.
hang on. Can I roll that guidance?
Go on. Because, look, if you do this, it will be fucking hilarious, but...
I want to know how heavy a fear is.
Oh my god, she did it. That's 25.
So, Thrash
This is Sparta!
grabs a couple of the tentacles, sashes it around her waist and across the shoulder, tying them up in front of her. Starts dragging the fear across the chamber, and as she does so, the intestinal biology of this creature sloughs out of its body, making it much easier for her to carry basically its emptied skin sack up the ladder. After 5 minutes or so, you see Thrash's head pop up over the edge of the ladder. Slung across her shoulder is what seems to be a deflated testicle with a pair of tentacles.
Don't you diminish this achievement for me. Don't you?
wow.
I just carried a large
Grace,
creature up a ladder.
Let me crunch some numbers for you, right? Tabaxis can carry 250 pounds. If you have the bear totem, which you do, you can carry double that. That's 500 pounds. A large creature on average is 1,000 pounds minimum.
Yes,
You
but...
are carrying double what you should be.
But it's empty, so it's just a big old skin sack now with a couple of eyeballs and some tentacles. Look, it's my job as a dungeon master. No, not really.
Does it not have bones?
No,
it has
so
no structure to it at
you
all.
realise now that floating ability that it had, or that floating physical trait that it had, was the only thing that was keeping this thing sort of buoyant. Much like a deep sea fish, once you took that away, it sort of just fell to pieces. So you've basically just got the empty sack of a fear tied across your shoulders. You already smelt like sewers. Now you have a giant skin sack, and you know you're sort of covered in what's left of the creature as well. But it is a disturbing image that you see, because you can see sort of its eyes and its mouth sort of poking over Thrash's shoulder as she makes her way to the top of this pit.
Okay, so
what are you gonna
I
do?
take it back. That would make a really cool backpack.
Guys, I did it. I told you I could do it, and I did it. See?
Take a point of
Is it-
exhaustion.
But I
Oh,
rolled
yeah,
it
sorry.
right.
Yeah, but even with, like, if you failed it, you were falling.
Yeah.
So this is the better of the two
That's
options.
true. No, I'll take that. That's fair.
Sweating.
That's fair.
She makes it to the top with the remains of this creature, and congratulations, you have the dead husk of a fear, minus one tentacle, which Verena has. So I guess if you want to put the pieces back together, you're gonna have to play nice.
Hey, guys. Guys. So here's the plan, right? I say we find some air and we inflate this shit like a giant demented balloon and we float it back into the guild and see the face on that asshole who was staring at Verena, and it's gonna be funny as fuck. I think we should do it. I think that would be a funny joke. I think that'd be funny. Can we please do that?
Dradbalis, what are you
Please.
doing during this horror show?
He's turning around going, "What is that smell? That's disgusting." And
Hey, John
his
Ballas,
little-
you're the
his
cool
little
one.
rat. Thanks. His little rat starts running over to it, and as if it's gonna start like nibbling on. He's like, "No!" And he'll pull it back, and his rat will come back up and sit on his shoulder.
Whereas spiritual
Ballas,
Bart
you're the
goes
cool
and
one.
starts chewing on it, actually chewing on one of the tentacles and tugging at it.
Yeah, you're the cool one, Drabalis. Come on, back me up here. We're gonna inflate it like a giant balloon and float it
Theoretically,
back
it is
into the guild.
possible. If we could plug
This
the
is why you're
many
the cool one.
holes in it, and what kind of gas could we use? Heat or
Theoretically, this is stupid.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's
It is
actually
cool.
stupid. Even I'm smart enough to admit that. But wouldn't it be cool? Like,
No.
sometimes you just gotta have fun with the magic that your friends have because you don't have any because magic's stupid.
Girls just wanna have
someone
fun.
sounds jealous.
I agree.
I'm not.
I think it's a bit of jealousy,
I'm
yes.
really not.
I think we're
I'm
just
really
way,
not.
cooler? Is that the word you've been using? Yeah.
No. I think I can just lift more than all of you. Anyway, are we gonna inflate this shit like a giant
I
demented
wouldn't
balloon,
be
or is it
so
just gonna
sure
sit here like a
about
huff?
that.
No, I am just cooler than you.
I say we're leaving, and we're going back and we're taking this thing before it fully decomposes.
I would like to say we should probably, get out of here. And wasn't there another creature we fought on the way in? We should see if that thing's useful.
Yeah, some kind of spider. I don't know.
Oh,
can we turn that into a backpack?
Maybe it's not the best thing to be carrying an entire this thing around with us, as we're going to be walking through the streets where there's probably people walking about, and this is definitely going to terrify them, and then we're just contributing to the nightmare problem.
What doesn't kill you gives you trauma. They'll live.
Alright.
Maybe. It's character building.
Oh dear.
The next time I see a bounty for you, I'm going to be cutting your head off and taking it back through the streets to whatever merchant hire me for it. So just, keep in mind.
That would require us to be in Neverwinter, and also you think my face is pretty, so I don't think you'd do that.
Remember when we were saying when we came in who should be going first and in what order, and I think now I should go first up the front of fairway.
1 second. What did you say, Thrash?
That would require us to be in Neverwinter?
Yes, Neverwinter. Why in Neverwinter?
Because Grace only knows one D&D town, and she doesn't have a canonical location for Thrash's existence, so it's Neverwinter?
I think she means more that why would being in Neverwinter have anything to do with a bounty?
No, I'm more focused in on the town, but...
Because that's where okay. You're weird.
So you've got a bounty out for you in Neverwinter, is what...
I guess. I don't really know. I would assume so. It's been quite a while since I've been back to the guild. And, this is kind of deserting. I did go into the forest to pick up the weapons shipment, and then never came back. And all the weapons are missing. So to them, I've stolen all the weapons and got the hell out of Dodge. It's generally frowned upon when someone takes you in when you're 9 and raises you and feeds you and cloaks you, and then you take all their weapons and run away. Yeah.
Yeah, so my question is, what did you do with the weapons?
The drow took the weapons. Obviously, I didn't wake up in the fucking cage with all the weapons.
Could have sold them before the drow thing? I don't know.
Why would I do that?
Why would you take a giant dead skin sack with you? Some questions are better left unanswered, but alright, what are we doing here? What's the plan?
Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Do we bypass this spider and give it a harvest? And then...
Alright. Okay. Alright. So, heading back the way you came, there's obviously only one way. You get past the Bat Cave. Ben Affleck's still there. He still doesn't look happy. He still doesn't look happy that the DCEU's been cancelled. But you know what? It's just the way that it is. So you have a quick chat with him, and you make your way back to the cabin where you found the cave fissure, and you find it's badly scorched, and its cleaved remains lying in the bottom of a heap in the ravine. You wanna harvest this? Give me a survival check, Zoni.
I got this one, guys, and I'll give myself, actually, so I don't have to do it. Adrian Ballas. Can you give me that fancy spell thing that makes people better at stuff? I can cast it too, but I'd have to ask Talishrin, and I don't want to.
He puts a hand on your shoulder, and as he does, it sort of emanates with a blue glow, and you feel mystic, some kind of like an energy course through your body as well, and casts bless upon you.
Right. Thanks, buddy. Oh, blessed.
Richard.
Oh, I was just asking for guidance. Wait, I don't need guidance. I've already got blessed. Never mind.
All right. What did we get here? We got. Oh shit. Okay, 28.
20 plus.
Yeah. Say no more. Say no more.
32.
The first thing that you notice when you're trying to scavenge this is the blood of this creature has a very pungent. Wait a second. No, you don't realize that this creature, its blood has a very pungent smell to it because you can't smell anything.
That's right.
So you don't smell
Can't I smell anything?
Because we drew a wild magic surge in the last episode and you can't smell anything for 24 hours. So you don't smell shit. But you do notice that a lot of the bloods, if it has any type of property, has been badly damaged by the burning. But you can harvest the sticky translucent filament that it used to disrobe Thrash, and you realize that with some time you could probably weave this into 50 feet of translucent rope. So basically an invisible rope for all intents and purposes. You can harvest the segmented carapace for crafting jewelry, armor, tools, that kind of stuff, clasps and whatnot. It has like a chitinous quality to it. And the meat is actually edible and can be cooked with a strong wine. So I'll tell you right now, you can turn that into, let's roll a d6 here. There we go, 5 pounds of food, as long as it's cooked, and you also get, there you go, 6 segments of its carapace, which you can then use to craft something out of, I suppose. And that 50 feet of translucent rope, as long as you take a little bit of time to weave that, that's what you get. That's what you get. Anyone else that's with you, Dranbalis, maybe you realise that the blood was actually alcoholic, but cannot be harvested because it was set on fire.
Wow. Kaboom.
Sweet.
There you go.
That might have made a nice cocktail.
Yeah, it would have.
Maybe we could have just cooked its meat in its own blood and not needed the wine.
Yeah, that could have been a thing. But yeah, there you go. That's what you get from that. All right.
Assume it's not so heavy that it would overload me.
I don't really know what the weight of that's going to be. The rope doesn't weigh anything. We'll figure out what the carapace will weigh at some point, but I wouldn't worry too much about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty good for carrying stuff anyway.
Do we have to pull every monster apart that we come across?
Yeah,
Can't you smell that, Patch?
Well, yeah, no, I can't smell anything. What do you mean? Oh, I can't smell anything. Why can't I smell anything?
Question. I have question.
Yeah, comrade.
Since fear is lifeless sack of flesh, can Thresh fold lifeless sack of flesh into audible fear carrying composites so that I not scare any people on street?
When did Thrash become Slavic?
If you want to have skin sack on back is going to have mouth and eyes and tentacles, so there's nothing you can do about skin sack on back. Unfortunately, you either have to leave it behind or...
Your wording implied that, in fact, it was a fleshy sack of skin, and therefore I should be able to theoretically fold it. And this has now become very German.
It transitions.
No, but you implied that it was a fleshy sack of testicle. Those were your exact words. So in theory, if it's fleshy and malleable, I should be able to fold it.
To a degree, but look, you're going to be carrying this thing around, and there's no way to hide the fact that you're carrying a 10-foot wide, hideous monster from another realm. It's
Grace just called a testicle.
You did, and I did as well. So really, she's
yeah. I'm
just
repeating what you said. I wouldn't have said it otherwise.
This is not up for debate. You're either going to be carrying this thing around and it's going to stand out like a sore thumb, or you're going to leave it behind. You've got one of two options. There's no way that you can. This is not a tablecloth. This was once a creature. Yes, it's mostly deflated and most of its intestines are now out, but some of it are still in there and stuck in there, and it's got like an actual physical mouth, which means it had some type of jaw or something. 3 of them, in fact, as well as 5 eyeballs and 2 huge tentacles, and now 1 smaller tentacle because Verena has the other one. There's not going to be any way of carrying this without drawing something.
Okay, well, Thrash is just gonna turn around to everyone. She's gonna be like, so, I kind of got tired carrying this out here, and it kind of felt like a lot of effort to just leave it behind. So, like, how bad do you think it would be carrying this through the town? Just a question.
I have an idea, but I need to metagame here for a second. Even though we need the long rest to level up, would I be able to use one of the newer spells?
I'm using my new ability to carry this thing.
Abilities and spells are a different thing, so you don't have the spells prepared. So I'm gonna have to say no to that one. As much as I hate to say no, I want to see you squirm and find a way to make this work. So you're gonna have to long rest before you can get access to your new spells.
What if I pulled it from my Astromancy archive?
Ooh, here we go.
Yeah. Okay. Because I think it does have an ability to switch a spell over. So, if we can play with that.
That's a really cool magic item.
It is pretty sweet.
That is really cool.
Joan Belas would look over at Great Thrash and would say, "Right, hear me out. I have an idea. It's a little bit out there, but I have an idea." Put him in the chat. Put him in the chat. And,
put him in the chat.
I will.
He starts conjuring and moving his hands around, and this tiny little disc appears like a floating saucer and gets wider and wider and wider. And then there's this fairly large floating disc just sitting there, and he goes, "Put it up on that." And can you do that, Thrash?
Oh yeah. But doesn't that make it more conspicuous?
That's the idea. Yes, of course it will.
Well, I guess doing it this way, it looks less like you're wearing it like a backpack and more like we're parading it through the street heroically.
Right.
I like your funny words, Magic Man. And she puts the fleshy thing on the disc.
And I'm going to walk way ahead of you so that I cannot be associated with any of you.
No.
You need to be.
Thrash links her arm with Verena. She's like, "You are walking right next to me because you have the tentacle, and it is your job to hold the tentacle attached to the severed tentacle and pretend like it's still attached. That's your job." And she's gonna hold Verena under her arm.
This isn't happening. This isn't happening.
Well, it's too bad because you're gonna have to do a contested strength check, and we both know how that's gonna go.
You're gonna end up getting.
Yeah, awesome.
It's gonna end up being a PvP.
Are we gonna do
changeling into like a piece of slime or something, so you just lose out.
Do it. Let's do it.
So we have 2 choices as far as I see. We can parade through saying we're heroes, or we can offer it up as food vendors.
I got a 19.
Ooh. Come and get your fare.
That's a low one for me.
What's happening?
I don't know that. No one's going to eat it. Have you smelled it?
No. 17 from me.
Thrash is manhandling people again.
No,
Alright.
I'm not. I'm
Yes,
just
you
licking
are.
arms.
Why people
You
would say
are.
Lady Verena.
What's happening? Please describe it to me.
So,
Separate.
we put the fear on the floating disc. And Verena was like, I'm gonna walk ahead and pretend like no one can see me, blah, 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 blah. And Thrash was like, no, motherfucker, you ain't. And she linked her arm with Verena, and Verena tried to break out of it, and Thrash was like, fuck that. And so, now we're here. And I beat her again.
We're just linking arms, she says, even though this is non-consensual.
Fine, I'm sorry.
And I just said I
So-
wanted to stand 10 feet ahead of the party so I can't be associated with them when they, traumatize every
So-
single person in this town.
So, Verena,
Yes.
I don't really want to walk with the disc either. So
Awesome,
maybe
let's
I'll
walk
walk ahead
of
with
them.
you. Yeah, okay. Cool.
Alright.
Starting.
Yes.
Splitting the party. Verena,
By like 10 or 15 feet.
115 feet.
Fine. I
I've
didn't
got a
wanna
better
walk
idea.
You either.
I have a better idea. Hang on. And he would.
Burning all of Drambalis' spell slots.
Yeah, pretty much. Let me see if I can do this. Hang on, one moment. Yes. And he casts Fog Cloud, and mist raises up.
Fucking Christ.
Like everywhere, so our view's obscured.
Can you?
Well, I just did this for the lols. I didn't realize it would be this big of a thing.
I should mention, by the time you exit the sewers, you can see that the entire asteroid upon which Bral is built on has been pivoting, and the light from this wild space system's sun is now filtering over the edge of the asteroid, and the city itself is beginning to be plunged into darkness, and you realize that they're using those astral sails on the sides of the asteroid to slowly pivot the asteroid to create a synthetic day-night cycle. So
Oh.
it's now becoming the nighttime cycle on this side of the asteroid. So it's around about 4 to 5 p.m. at the moment. So you've got an hour or two of sunlight left. You're all filthy, battered, bruised, covered in your own blood, covered in blood of a fear. You've got this thing floating on a glowing disc. You all smell terrible, but you're still in this secluded alleyway. You can hear the sounds of footsteps echoing down the alleyway around you, and the muffled sound of voices, probably the evening traffic as people are packing up and heading back to their places of living. What do you want to do?
Say we had to return this as proof and leave it with the Xeno extermination firm and collect our reward. Then we go for a long rest and meet up with Luigi later. What do you say?
I very much like the sound of this plan, but I'd also like to throw in that we should go and let that couple know. You know,
Yes.
one where the lady got attacked by the creature. We should let
Yes,
them know
yes,
the creature's dead.
I
so
meant that as well. Yes,
Yes,
of course,
cool.
of course, yes. That was always the plan.
Well, yes, sounds good to me. I think we'll just walk a little bit ahead here.
Verena and Patch lead the way about 10 feet ahead of the rest of you, and the rest of you start following suit. The body of the fear lying on the floating disc, and you turn the corner heading into the dark alleyway, and we black out. And when we come back up, we see a different scene. Go ahead and change the map here so we can see a little bit of where we're at. Gadget. As you approach the chapter of Tal Ashrin, a woman in her late 30s or so, she's athletically built, bold, but the most striking feature is her olive skin and these dark tattoos that almost appear to be like they're moving on her body. She steps out dressed in like a long, almost translucent white robe. Emblazoned on the breast of the robe is a symbol that you're familiar with. It's the one that you've seen on Patch's now destroyed shield. Sorry, I had to squeeze that one in there. And she sort of steps in front of Gadget, and as she takes a step out, two men armed with what appears to be cudgels, burly men, appear to be twins. One of them has got like short cropped hair, the other is slightly longer and brushed to the sides. They're both wearing very similar uniforms. It's like a button-up tunic that's sort of buttoned up to one side, and practical-looking leggings and like calf-high boots. They both step to interpose themselves in between Gadget and the building that the man rushed into, who Gadget had followed earlier. And the woman sort of brushes them to the side. She's like, "Stand down. It's okay. Let it pass." She takes a step to the side. What does Gadget do?
Gadget will follow after this guy that they're chasing.
Alright. The door is still slightly ajar. So Gadget pushes its way into the door, and the door squeaks as it opens, and it opens up into a hallway roughly 10 feet wide or so. There's a door immediately to the right. There's a couple of small marble busts, like those small statues, and the man is sort of just standing in the hallway there. He's got his hands up. What does Gadget do?
Seeing this person is now in Gadget's eyes surrendering, Gadget will sit down and open its mechanical mouth, and a voice comes out and says, "You will kneel before a servant of Neverwinter."
The woman steps into the building, up behind Gadget, and the man, who is a man in his 40s with a receding hairline. He's dressed in very, very simple flowing robes, and you see his eyes dart up to look towards the woman as if trying to get a sense of what he should do from her. And she simply holds out her hands, and the man very cautiously starts to get down onto his knees. What does Gadget do?
Gadget will sit still and kind of turn their head between this now kneeling person and the woman that's, obviously got command of the place.
She takes a step around Gadget. You can hear the soles of her sandals clacking on the tiled floor as she walks around in a semicircle regarding Gadget. She kneels down onto one knee to get eye to eye with Gadget, looking Gadget straight in the eye, and she says, "And what are you exactly?"
Gadget just has the head tilted and the mouth opens again to repeat the same phrase as before.
Alright. The woman stands back up and motions for the man to stand again, and his eyes dart from this woman back to Gadget before he cautiously stands up again, and she looks towards the man and she's like, "Do you care to explain exactly what is happening?" And stammering with uncertainty, the man looks towards her and he's... one moment, I just got to bring up something here. My notes are a bit disparate in this regard. But I do have it somewhere. He looks towards the woman while I stall. And he's like, I'm very sorry. You told us to keep a lookout for people that match the description, and I thought maybe I should. I saw them, and I should have reported it to you straight away. But I felt maybe I could help out because I wasn't sure it was them. And she holds up a hand and silences him. She says, "What's done is done, and cannot be undone." Looks back towards Gadget and regarding it, and she says, "And you're a messenger of some sort?"
Gadget just stares blankly at her.
She looks back towards the two burly men who've now made their way into the hallway as well, and she says, "Watch this for a moment. I'll be right back." She walks off, takes a left into the hallway, and 5 minutes or so, or even less, she returns with a note, a folded letter. She kneels down in front of Gadget and holds it out in front of Gadget.
Gadget will take it in its mouth.
"Return this to your maker, and please just, if you can communicate, just let them know that we take no offense to this intrusion." She stands back up.
Okay. Gadget,
I'm
with
in
that,
question.
seeing that there's no harm, will head back to the party.
Would Gadget know where Verena is?
Gadget has pretty high perception, and so would just wander aimlessly, and if Gadget can't find them, we'll just run back to the Happy Beholder.
Alright, cool. And then we're going to swap scenes. We're going back to 46 Galleon Street.
Alright, can we just do a bit of conversation between Patch and Verena before we reach our destination?
Sure.
Yeah, cool. So as they're walking along, I imagine the others are, 10 or 15 feet back. Patch will sort of just lean over a little bit and she'll be like, "So, down in the hole, you changed. And like, I know we've seen you change before. Speaking of which, I saw that once accidentally when I was in the helm. I've been meaning to tell you. But point is, you looked different than normal. Like you were all translucent and kind of bluish. Is that something you do?
Darling, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Have you ever, like, seen someone almost die? Maybe that's just what happens.
well, like, I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I thought it was worth mentioning.
And I'll
just
take
didn't-
that into account.
Yeah, I just didn't think I should necessarily mention it, to everybody. It might be a private thing. I don't know. So
That's probably wise. You've already stolen one of my secrets from me, so this just adds to the list, really.
well, it's not like I meant to.
Maybe not, but it happened all the same.
I'm sorry.
You'll be forgiven in due course.
Cool. Alright, well, yeah, just... You might want to keep an eye on that if you nearly die again and it happens again. I'll let you know. I don't know. It was weird,
keep it
like...
tabbed.
Because, like, I'm pretty sure I've seen you, like, get hurt before. But, like, that one was pretty bad. It was like you were, like, out of it for a minute. And you were all... it's hard to describe.
I mean, getting dropped from, like, 110 feet in the air will probably do that to you.
Well, yeah. But I don't know if you're meant to turn, like, translucent and blue.
You know what? Maybe we should test it out. Maybe we should just, like, I don't know, take Thrash to Death's Door and see if she goes translucent and funny.
I mean, I can always bring her back, so that could be something we could try. Okay, let's think about that.
We'll table it. Yes.
All right, and that'll do. I think that's enough.
Thrash and Dranbar, as you're walking with this floating disc with the desiccated remains of the fear, how long does the floating disc last for?
Until I pretty well end it.
Oh, okay, so what, there's no... Oh,
the disc remains for the duration and can hold up to 500 pounds.
What is the duration?
1 hour, sorry. 1 hour.
Okay, alright. 1 hour should be enough. But as you guys step out into the streets proper, you can see there's quite a fair bit of traffic, people heading back to their houses after, a long day's work. There's a lot of dock workers and stuff in the low cities, so a lot of gruff people sort of making their way past, some couples, some families, a lot of people carrying stuff in small carts and on backpacks. A lot of people see you coming down the street and give you a wide berth. You're getting a lot of looks as you're making your way.
Can they see us because we're surrounded in a fog cloud?
Is the fog cloud moving?
With us, yeah. We're going very slowly. It moves like 20 feet per turn.
So you're making your way over there in a fog cloud. They can't necessarily see you, but they can see a fog cloud heading their way, and they sort of stop, passing Verena and Patch. I imagine you're not walking in the fog cloud, right?
Nope. Be walking ahead of it.
I feel like that might have actually ended up having the opposite effect we might have desired, Verena, is that we're the ones looking all stinky and horrible from the sewers with a cloud of fog following us.
Yeah, but I feel like that's better than, carting around a massive gory head.
True.
So, I'll take it.
Yeah.
John Blas would look across to Thrash and he'd be saying, "Hey, Thrash, back there at the hole. Thanks for keeping the zombies off me."
Yeah, It's no dramas. Look, I'm not gonna lie. Your magic is way cooler than the other's magic. Yours goes pew pew, and all Patch does is the healies, and Verena just makes shit. But yours blows up shit, and it's cool. That thing that you did when we were in the lake with the fucking electric rod thing, that was sick as fuck. I want to do that. Well, I don't really want to do that, but I think it's cool that you can do that. I mean, I wouldn't want it for myself, but it was cool. It was rad. It's
Thanks,
like
Josh.
fighting
That
magic.
was it's pretty cool. I read a lot of books. But
Yeah.
hey, while we're walking along in this cloud, I don't know how long it's going to last. But if anyone walks into it and they might run into us, maybe you can sort of push them to the side so they don't get hurt or something like that.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, the other thing is, we could, like, make a big show out of it. Like, we could be like, ha! It's
While
fancy,
you're talking-
that's probably not a good idea.
A gentleman with a loose-fitting sort of blouse and a bag slung over his back. He's got darker skin and his hair has been matted into some dreadlocks. You see him, he's like looking around as he's entered into this fog cloud, and he sees the pair of you and this floating disc with his dead creature on it, and he takes a step back. He's like, whoa, what in the hell is that?
I don't know what you're talking about. Do you know what he's talking about, Drumballis? I don't know what he's talking about.
What? No, don't tell me you can't see that thing right there on that floating disc.
See what?
What are you talking about? All I see is this fog. It's just so thick. Like, I can't even see my own paws in front of me. Like, hello! I mean, Drumballis, oh my god, where have you gone? Just so foggy.
What is this city coming to? He mumbles to himself as he steps past you and back out of the fog cloud.
And Thrash turns to Drumballis and she makes finger guns and she's like, gaslight, gatekeep, go boss. And then she keeps walking.
Some time passes, you find yourself out the front of 46 Galleon Street.
I'm starting to feel like Patch is gonna want to be friends with Verena more than Thrash after that kind of carry on. Gaslighting poor innocent people.
We know Thrash is a bad person.
She also seems to have completely forgotten one of the formative moments between her and Patch was him immolating a Hydra with his magic.
I'm sure Verena's never gaslit any innocent people.
No,
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Not that Patch has ever seen anyway. Like, ever.
Oh, Patch didn't see this, for the record, either.
I know. I'm aware. Alright, so Galleon Street.
Galleon Street, 46 Galleon Street. You're at the front of this house. It's a 3-story sort of brick affair. There's a crooked wooden door with an old brass door hinge. There's windows of cylinder glass, one sort of next to the door and a couple more on the 2 other floors. There's an alleyway down the side of the building. It's overgrown. There's a small plaque in the alleyway, but it's unreadable now. You can see very faintly some firelight flickering through the cylinder glass of the main door.
Alright, I don't think we need to all go in. I'll just go knock on the door and tell them what happened and maybe
darling,
see if...
Yeah,
we all know I'm the best at this.
Darkness is starting to settle in now. There's some people making their way through the streets, lighting lanterns.
Yes, and you should probably, maybe find an alleyway to stand in with that thing before all these lights come on and everyone can see what you're carrying around.
See, I was getting to that, but then you started doing the whole "I'm better at talking to people" thing, and I was gonna get to that.
Darling,
I
you're
have
still
got a brain.
shirtless.
Patch has already walked away and knocked on the door.
You knock on the door, there's a moment of silence. You hear hear the latches being unlocked and the door opens a crack. You see a man's face. You recognize him as Talon. He's a younger man, hair tied back. He's still wearing the filthy overalls because you know that he works as a dock worker. He sees you and he's like, "Oh, it's you again. You're back so soon."
Yeah, we just wanted to let you know that your wife won't have to worry about not being able to sleep safely tonight. We took care of the creature, and he'll pull out the sword and hold it out like this. We got your sword. I know you said we could have it, but it was a family heirloom, so did you want it back?
Oh, just one moment. Closes the door, unlatches
Okay.
it, opens back up again. He's like, he sticks his head out the door and looks at all of you. Did you hide the body of the creature?
I'd say we're just sort of hanging back on the street while Mark and Patch and Verena walk in to do the talking.
All right, so Patch and Verena, there. He looks at the both of you. Verena, you're in rough shape. Patch, you're covered in sewage water and the signs of battle. A bit toasted from the fire. He's like, "You're telling me that you've already dealt with the problem. I'm gonna be honest. I wasn't expecting to see you back so soon. Are you all right? You look a little bit worse for wear. Please, come on in."
Oh no, we wouldn't want to impose. We have lodgings. We're gonna go in and go back to the, turn in the job and go back to the tavern where we're staying. But thank you. We just wanted you guys to be able to sleep easy tonight and not worry.
Oh, I mean, Jilza will be overjoyed to hear. Oh, by the way, could you please tell your companion that whatever it was that he did to her, the magic, she's feeling much more better. So we're gonna head straight to the temple district in the morning. We're gonna pray to Selune for her blessings. We're going to pray to her in your name. The swords, I did say that you could keep the sword, of course. It was my great-grandmother's sword, and we're so eternally grateful for what you've done, and we will tell everyone here in the lower city, everyone that we know, that you've done this thing for us. I don't want to impose that the sword is the last heirloom of my family.
Then no, I insist. You have to keep it. It's in your family. Like,
Yes, darling.
this is special. Here, I can't take it. Like, I can use it. It would, it's cool. It's a good sword, but
It is. I'll have to tell you about the story behind the sword sometime.
oh well, I'd happily come back tomorrow sometime or in the next couple of days, and
You and your
I'm good at
companions will always have a place to stay right here in Bral. If you don't want to stay at the tavern, we don't have very much room, but we can put you up here in the common room for free. We'll do anything we can for you, and we'll spread the word amongst the lower city. And he holds both of his hands out. Do you hand him the sword?
yes.
He instantly transforms into a beholder and attacks you. No, I'm joking. But you actually see him start to tear up a little bit as you give the sword back to him. You realise that these people, they're not very well off. So having an item like this, like given back to them, like this is without a doubt the most expensive thing that they own. And he takes the swords and he puts his arms out to embrace you in a hug.
Yeah, totally. Patch will go in for the hug, and Patch is like big, so he'll like lean down over and just give him the gentle kind of bear hug and tap him on the shoulder, and just be like, It's okay. Well, thank you for, the offer of hospitality. I'm sure at some point we will definitely come and take you up on that. I would very much like to hear the story of that sword.
Yes.
One day soon.
Yes, please. You would always be more than welcome, and I'll let Jill cook up something nice for you. She's a fantastic cook.
Speaking of cooking, here, and he ruffles through the backpack a little bit and pulls out some of the spider meat. We got this. I don't know the best way to prepare it, but we harvested it from a spider-like creature down there. It's definitely edible. Would you think she'd like to try cooking with some of this?
Yes, absolutely. I don't know a fork from a knife most of the time, but Jill she's a fantastic cook. Come back again tomorrow night. We'll cook this up, and we'll have a meal together. We'll bring some of the other people around as well from the lower city, and we'll make a thing of it.
And Patch will look over to Verena, just raise an eyebrow. Yeah.
Oh, yes, I'm sure the food will be delicious, and I'm sure everything will be nice and up to standard. Thank you so much, darling. Honestly, couldn't thank you more.
Excellent. All right, and I'll literally give him all of the meat.
Okay. Well, he takes it, and
yeah.
And he's like, yeah, Jill she'll finally be able to sleep. She hasn't been able to sleep ever since that thing attacked her. But now that we know that it's gone, I mean, this is really wonderful. Most of the time, people from the upper city, they leave us to sort out our own problems, and we're just not equipped to deal with something like this. So thank you. He starts to back off.
Can I just ask, out of character, do they have any kids that we've noticed, or is it just the two of them?
It's just the two of them that you know.
Okay, yeah, cool, all good. And in which case I'll just be like, yeah, well, maybe one day you guys will have a little adventurer that can run around and use that sword and keep you guys safe. Until then, we'll be around. Have a good night, and I hope you both sleep well now that you can relax.
Patch, that's kind of a weird thing to say.
What?
Some people don't want children.
I never said it had to be their kid.
Are you saying we need to kidnap someone else's children and teach them how to use a sword?
Well, no. But,
Thrash leans out from the alley and she's like, that's how they did it for me. That's how it happened for me. They kidnapped me and taught me how to use an axe. Sorry, I'm gonna just stay out of this.
Wow, that explains a lot. Huh,
he leans his head from out the door, sees you, and he's like, it's a warm night out. Did you want...
Yes, she needs a shirt.
Alright, I'll be right back. He goes inside. Comes back out a moment later. Yes.
As he's been inside, can I quickly spend a minute to cast alarm on the door? Their front door.
Yeah?
It's a minute casting time, it lasts for 8 hours. It'll basically let me know if someone enters their house that isn't them.
That isn't them?
Just in case, something happens in the night.
Okay. Alright. Okay, I thought you were gonna see if they go in their own door. Where is this leading? What is happening here? Okay, no, yeah, you've got a minute. It takes him a couple of minutes to rustle up something, but he comes outside, and I'm going to roll a d20 here. Let's see. It's garbage.
Oh, yeah, I bet
it's
it doesn't
terrible.
fit. Yeah.
It's a light brown sort of dress shirt with a terribly outdated floral pattern on it. Doesn't suit you at all, and it's a very, very tight fit. This is the only thing that Jilso had that I think is going to fit you. I'm very sorry. He holds it out.
No, that's okay. Thank you. so much, and she sort of holds it and she looks at Patch and Verena, and I'm guessing they're looking at her like put on the shirt, and she sort of puts it on, and then she's like, you know, this could work. You know, those crop tops are all the rage with the kids nowadays. This is quite high fashion.
Looks great, guys.
The flowers are flowers.
No, that's right. Look, the flowers are all the rage now, you know. Like, I think you look great.
This is one of Jilso's favorite shirts, so I hope you take good care of it.
I couldn't impose.
No, not at all. I'd feel very offended if you didn't take it. I'd feel very offended.
I would feel very offended if I took her favorite shirt away from her. I will just go in my crop top.
Hey, Grace, if it makes a difference.
He starts crying.
Patch was like very, very much trying to convince you that it looks really good and it is actually really cool, and he got a 17 on his deception check.
Bullshit.
It's right there.
Fucking hell. Well, I mean, if you say it looks good, best pal, buddy of mine. Here,
walking around naked is most definitely
please. It would make us so happy. It would make us so happy to know that you were out there making a difference in the world while wearing one of Jilso's favorite, whatever it was. I said it was a top or something. I don't fucking know.
You're
but
cool.
it would make us feel. We would be so honored to know that you're wearing it, and please do wear it when you come back again tomorrow, because we'd be very offended.
Nice. That's you know. If I had a grandmother, I imagine this shit would be pulled on me constantly, and since I didn't have a childhood because my parents died in a fire, it's really nice to experience this kind of trauma. So thank you.
Need to do an exposition every single time you meet someone.
All right.
Yeah,
it's been nice meeting you all. You're all completely nuts, but I appreciate everything that you've done for us. Thank you.
Yeah.
And good night. Slams the door.
Good night. We almost had a new friend, Crash.
You look.
This.
You can see him looking like through the curtains to make sure you're not taking the shirt off.
Oh fuck! Thrash just steps into the alley, and then she takes the shirt off, and she's like, "Okay, so I think I could make this work, right? These bandeau things are like quite a bit. You know, I could always just like sort of tie it around my neck, and then do like a halter top, sort of. There's no saving this, is there?
That looks worse. Yes, just wear it as a shirt, and you can put a new one on when we get one.
But he's gonna be so sad. I don't want to make him sad. This is her favorite shirt.
Put it on, and then you can get some sort of leather vest or something over the top.
But it's got girly shit on it. It's got flowers and butterflies. What if you like it so much?
I don't know if you've checked before, but you do know that you're a girl, right?
Jeez, what led you to that assumption?
So what's wrong with something a little girly?
It's all frilly and flowery, and I don't like it, and it's very short and croppy on me.
Well, we can fix that by adding some more material to the bottom.
Like a dress?
Not that much, just enough to make it a full-length shirt on you.
You know what? I think the bra was better. I think we're gonna stick with the bra.
If it'll make you shut up, I'll give you my cape.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. And she just takes off the shirt and shoves it into her backpack.
Oh dear. Dear, oh dear. Alright, so shall we go and head to whatchamacallit, Xeno Extermination Limited, and in this thingy get paid and then go to the pub.
Froth, do you have inspiration, mate?
Yes. Already.
Do you want to give one to someone else?
Yeah, we'll give one to Mark.
There you
Yay.
go. Mark, you've got inspiration, mate.
you.
Okay, so where are we off to next? Xeno Extermination?
Is that for putting up with our shit?
No, it's something else. We'll talk about it later. So, alright. Off to the office of Xeno Extermination. Before you leave, Thrash, you notice that he's been still watching you through a little side window, and you see him close the window. And you see just like a flash of light, bang, and then you hear a scream. Ah! No, you don't hear that. Sorry. But
Wait, was
okay.
he still watching us?
No, because he killed himself.
Or was that just a joke?
Because you wouldn't want to wear his shirt.
Took off
so
the
it was
shirt.
very, very sad.
Oh.
Turns out
Now
they did
I
have
feel
kids.
horrible.
By the time you reach the office of Xeno Extermination, the entire city's now been plunged into darkness, and you're travelling now by lantern light. All right, and you make your way over to the office of Xeno Extermination. Single-story building, quite dilapidated. Weeds growing through the cracks in the cobblestones. What do you want to do?
As we start getting closer, Verina's already undoing the top few buttons of her shirt, pulling the cravat loose, and is just ready to deal with this.
You can see some light filtering through one of the windows. They've all got sort of louvers on them. You can see some firelight filtering through the louvers.
Before, like, Verina can take her cravat and stuff off, Thrash just, like, stops her and she's like, hang on. Let's deal with this logically. My shirt's already off.
And he's obviously not attracted to you. And she's just gonna pull open the door, just raise her arm out and say, darling, we are back.
You pull open the door, and you see him. He's sitting behind his desk. Middle-aged man, grey-skinned. He's got a leather jacket. He has the collar of his jacket perpetually popped because he's cool like that. You see, he's sitting behind his large oak desk, and there's a fireplace in the corner that has now died down to embers. He's sitting at his desk, which is lit by candlelight. You can see an empty alcohol bottle on the desk, and as you fling the door open, he looks up, startled, and starts gathering up all the paperwork that's in front of him, and he pushes down what appears to be a picture frame on the desk. And he's like, what the hell? Don't you know how to knock?
Darling, do I need to knock? Really? It's
Yes,
me.
quite honestly, you do. You look like shit. Get in. Come on.
Okay. Yep, come in. She's just gonna move so that everyone else can walk in, and then we'll drop the massive tentacle thing that she has just on his desk.
As Drandula starts to come through the doorway, he realizes that his floating disc can't fit through the doorway. It's kind of like hitting it, and he's just... Oh,
At which point, Patch will walk over and just like pick it up with one hand and go and toss it on the desk.
No, he'll say, it's okay, wait, and then he'll cast Reduce on it.
Another spell slot.
Yeah. Cast Reduce so it comes down and fits through the doorway, and he floats it through, and then he makes the disc disappear, and it just goes.
Alright. At which point, I love how your camera shook as you did that. At which point, Patch will walk over and like pick it up on the vibe of what we're trying to do here. We'll just like pick it and flick it up onto this guy's desk.
And the tentacle, and you reduced it. Don't make a mistake here. It's still medium size once you reduce the size of the thing. So there's basically the size of a Great Dane plonked onto the desk in front of him, and it lands with a wet splat, and some of the ichor sprays up into his face, and he like flicks it off, and he's like, I said bring me back evidence, not a whole goddamn fucking body. You smell like shit. Let me guess. In the sewers.
Well,
In
yeah,
the sewers,
where else?
yes.
It's always
Are you gonna pay us or not?
fucking sewers. Well, I feel like I'm gonna have to dock your pay on this one. Who's gonna clean this up?
You can
That'd
dock
be
our
the
pay,
one who
alright?
insisted on
Large.
bringing back the whole thing. Points at Thrash.
You didn't specify the terms of the evidence.
Well, I thought it was implied.
You just said evidence. You didn't say bring back a piece of it. You said evidence.
Thrash,
And I'm not sure if you
get
can tell.
them-
I'm a couple spokes short of a wheel, so you need to be specific.
well, at least she's admitting it now. Thrash, get the mop.
Yeah. Ew. Okay.
Closet. Down the hall on the left. He
Nice.
pushes the body, this skin sack, off of his desk, and as he does so, he grabs hold of that picture frame as he pushes the body, which falls off the edge of the desk. And he's like, well, I would have told you to take a seat, but the body of whatever the fuck that thing is, did you end up finding out what the fuck that thing is?
Called yeah.
Some sort of nightmare creature. Can't you see?
No, I can't see. All I see is deflated testicle on the ground in front of my desk.
Deflated bloody
Look,
testicle.
And as Thrash is wringing
It's got
out
eyes
mop
and teeth as well.
from the thing and is mopping it up, she's like, hey, look, I brought back the whole thing because you told us, you know, you will like bring back. I figured you'd know what this was, because I don't.
Alright,
So
alright. My bad. Rookie error. Okay? I maybe should have been more specific with what evidence is. Usually, the evidence that I prefer, something that I can fit into a small box and bring back to the city guard to show them that it's been dealt with. But
Oh,
you wanted
darling.
a tooth.
No, I have one of those. Would you like it?
I'll make this work. Can someone roll an Arcana check for me to see if anyone actually knows what this thing is? Because you as players know,
I'm not gonna do that.
but as characters
Are
you
we
don't.
all doing one, or?
Whoever wants to do it.
I have no idea.
I'm gonna say
Lady
exempt
Verena,
from
on the
rolling
other
this.
hand.
Some might say I'm a monster hunter.
Yeah.
So, what can you tell me about this? Where did it come from? What is it? What was it doing here?
Serena's gonna sit up on the desk that's now empty and kind of lean in closer to him and say, well, darling, this sort of beastly thing is what we like to term a fear, and they often, you know, can cause nightmares across the townsfolk here. There's not too many of them from where I'm from, but you know, the books I've had have always talked about such a dastardly creature. They're very hard to kill, you know. So I really think that if
Well,
anything,
yeah,
getting
you
a pay
almost
rise.
died.
Yes, I did almost die from this thing. So honestly, we should get a pay rise. Yes?
Didn't say anything about a pay rise, but he leans over, pulls up one of the drawers in the desk. He pulls out the little leather box that he had, pops it open, and pulls out one of the dark brown cigars. Pulls out another one, and lights one up for himself, and uses that one to light up the other one, which he then holds out towards you, Verena.
I will take it, and I will smoke it.
Yeah.
He takes a long draw from the cigar, leans back in his chair, puts his hands up to rest his head, and he says, It's good. Right?
It is. Not the finest I've had, but definitely the best in Bral.
You're not wrong there. And better savour it too, because it could be one of the last ones.
Oh? As in, you can't get more supply, or is this a death threat?
Well, you wanted more work, right?
Of course.
Well, you've proven yourself. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think you would be coming back at all, let alone in one piece. You've shown me that you can handle yourself, and I said if you showed me that you can handle yourselves, then you can get some more work. If you want to keep enjoying cigars like this one, well, like I said, that could be some of the last ones. But that's where the next job comes in, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, the company that's been supplying these cigars to Bral, a gift company called the Adrianus Cigar Company. They recently sent me a contract to deal with some of the megafauna that's been making their operation a little bit difficult on the planet of Postreon. You've proven that you can handle yourselves, and I said if you came back, I might have more work for you. You got the job done. What's more, reaches back down into the drawer, pulling out a heavy leather bag. He deposits it down on the not a bag, rather a small lockbox. Puts it down on the desk. He pulls a key from from around his neck. He unlocks the lockbox. He starts counting out 200 gold pieces, and he sort of, slides that over the table to you. As promised, 200 gold pieces. You brought back evidence, and you know what? Pulls out an extra 10 pieces and slides that over to you as well, for being able to identify the creature. There's not many people that I contract to do this kind of job who can actually go the extra mile and identify the things that they kill. Usually it's a bunch of boneheads, meatheads that come through here, but you've proven yourself to be a cut above and beyond. What about the people? Did you talk to them? The witnesses?
Yeah,
Yes.
they gave us some good directions, and we went and let them know that they were safe to sleep before we came here.
La-di-da, I guess the people in the lower city owe you a debt of gratitude. Well, at least we've done our part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Wait here. Gets up, he walks out towards the back, comes back with another folder, sits down, and slides it over towards you. It's the job I'm talking about. You want it?
How much are you paying?
This one, off-world job, 800 gold pieces.
Ooh,
We'll
that's
take
a
it.
fair bit. Can I just try some of that there, Verena, before we agree to
No,
take it?
darling. No. I'll get you some nicer stuff. Don't want to waste your first time.
Yep, you're making quite the assumption there.
And, darling, I'm making quite the assumption that you haven't had stuff as fine as I have. So, let's be real, you don't want this. But speaking of things that we
Only
want...
you could see the fields of Talgayan.
Yes. Thinking of things I want, do you have a shower?
A shower. Fuck.
Yes, I would like to be clean.
Yeah. Alright, yeah. Alright. You do smell like absolute shit. I wasn't gonna say anything, but, it's not like I smell like a bed of roses, let's face it. Sure, follow me. He gets up, starts heading towards a back room. Do you go with him?
Yep.
What do the rest of you do?
For once, Thrash is totally silent.
I guess,
And if you look at her, you can see that she's a little jealous.
I think Patch would scoop up his share of the gold into his pouch. So I'm assuming it's 50 each, and Verena gets an extra 10 for the ID. But you can see he's kind of like the way he handles the coin. It's kind of like he's almost like he's half afraid of it, like not afraid of it, but he's half just like doesn't really get it, and he just like shovels it into his pouch, and he's like he knows what it's for. He just thinks money's weird, you know. He's just kind of like, oh, that stuff. Yeah, okay, got some of that now. Kind of deal.
So he's like a young child who pulls out like a 5-cent piece. He's like, what can I buy with this?
Kinda, yeah. But also like he's not excited about it because he doesn't get it. He should just be able to have the thing if he needs the thing, is how he was raised. Yeah.
So
amongst their fields of tobacco. That's canon now.
Verena.
Like you think you've had good shit? You don't even know what good shit is.
Lucidius leads you down a dark corridor. He sort of grabs one of the candles, he takes it along with him, and while you're walking down the hallway, he sort of reaches over and pulls a door shut before you can see it, type thing, you know, like he's trying to hide something from you. You know, if you go to someone's house and they haven't cleaned up, or they've just shoved everything into one room, he sort of closes the door, and with the cigar in his hand, he sort of motions towards another door. He's like, showers through there, only cold water. You know, there was a time when women like you were exactly the kind of women that I like to be around, but she... And he stops, and he's like, well, let's just put it this way. I know what you were doing earlier. I know a honeypot when I see one.
Okay.
I don't mind it, but just so you know, that's not going to work a second time. So don't try and pull that shit on me again.
Understandable.
Right. There'll be a towel somewhere in there. Make yourself comfortable.
Much obliged.
Yeah. And roll an insight check.
Can do. It's a nat 20.
Oh.
He's drunk, but he's also, with a natural 20, there's a very, very deep sense of, what's the right word here?
Please.
Depression, unhappiness in his eyes as he turns away and starts heading back down the corridor. And you guys see Lucidius enter into the office again. And he's like, well, I don't know about the rest of you, but it's been a hell of a day. I can't offer you lodgings, but I can tell you a couple of good places where you could stay if you want.
Nah, it's all good, man. We've got we're staying at the Happy Beholder.
All right, yeah. Luigi, he's a bit of a local spectacle, that one.
Are we staying there, or are we just like we've got the ship with our quarters? That's just.
Oh yeah, we may as well stay in the ship. I thought we were staying in the. Look, anyway, look, I'm a little bit
would
distracted.
point his finger and send a telepathic message to, say, talking to Patch, saying, "Hey, shh, just don't tell him about the boat yet. Tell him we are staying at Luigi's.
Oh.
We don't want everyone knowing where we're staying."
Oh, sorry.
Just sorry.
That's just what I thought, though. Like, did we make another plan earlier or something that I missed?
Look.
Oh no, that's right. When we, yeah, I remember. Okay.
Yeah.
Before.
Look, between you and me, buddy, just to just a heads up, and Thrash is just gonna sort of walk up to the desk, and she's gonna be like, that girl you were talking to, she had, look, I'm not, at this point, I'm not really sure what's happening, but it could be mostly one-sided on my part. I mean, it's not the first time this happened, but,
Thrash.
What? I'm just saying!
I think I know where you're going with this, and look, to save you, if that was a thing you needed to worry about, he wouldn't be here right now.
I'm just making it a point. Look, it makes me, it's just, I really like her, and if, flirting with her kind of makes me uncomfortable.
Alright.
Ciao. Yeah.
Look, I might be easily distracted, but, well, not interested. We'll put it that way.
Nice. There we go. See, a gentleman's agreement. See, I can talk my way out of things. This is good.
Women are nothing but trouble. He pulls open that drawer, and he pulls out that picture frame, and he makes his way over across the room to a dilapidated leather couch, and he's like, well, if you don't mind, just lock up on your way out. And he kicks his feet up, lies down on the couch, and sort of hugs the picture frame to his chest as he sort of closes his eyes.
John Blast is standing there, playing with his Astromancy archive, looking at the 3 discs that revolve around it in different sequences, and you can see that what originally there was 3 of the rings had kind of like glowing inscriptions on them, and now only 1 of them is remaining glowing. And he's sort of just looking at it, trying to figure it out and what's going on. And then he just gets a bit frustrated and puts it away, looks up and says, "Is Verena going to take all night? Can we move on now?"
Once she's out, I'm sure. But I had a question just regarding that. I know there's a spell that some people can cast. It's a really easy one.
Quiet.
Prestidigitation? Can you cast that?
None of that casting shit in my fucking office, please.
Oh,
be quiet.
Sorry, we'll go outside.
We'll wander outside.
After like a good 10 minutes, the bathroom door opens and Verena slowly walks out, but she's gonna try and look into that room that was closed beforehand, that he closed.
Alright, roll. Trying to do so quietly, I'm assuming?
Yes.
Give me an old stealth check here.
Can do.
It's not going to be particularly high DC, he's not really paying attention, you're in a back room, but...
Are you wearing your armor again yet or not?
Oh.
I'll let you decide. I imagine it takes some time to don your armor, so...
Well, she did
I would
just
say
have
she's
power.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you can do a flat roll.
Awesome.
Do remember, if there is something that's going to kill you in there, you're not wearing your armor.
Yep, it's a 17.
17 stealth check. You open the door quietly, you have a look inside. You can see, while the rest of the Office of Xeno Extermination looks like it's lived in, it's very well lived in, and not much care has been put into it. You open the door and you see what appears to be a child's room. There's a single bed underneath the window with the curtains are drawn. There's like a small bookcase type of thing. It's like got like a few small books in it, and some like children's toys. There's a dresser, like one of those Victorian style dressers with the mirror on it, like one of those makeup type of things, and it's got
Like an amour.
yeah, like that thing. And it's got like neatly arrayed, like little personal hygiene things, just still on the desk. Everything is in perfect condition. Everything is completely pristine. There's no dust on anything. The bed is made with one corner sort of drawn. And you can see there's a small wardrobe as well, which is closed. That's what you see in there.
Okay. She'll close the door very quietly, walk back out into the like open area, look at him, say, good night, my dear. We'll be back.
He's already passed out. Looking around, you can see there's more than one liquor bottle lying around.
Oh, that's so sad.
She'll
So,
lock the door on the way out.
Yeah. So Froth, what's the word on that prestidigitation?
So, what would happen is he would start telling me, well, about prestidigitation, and then Verena would walk out the door and he would go, oh shit, and then realise that Enlarge Reduce just wore off and
No.
I think we better go. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
And you hear like, fuck, coming from inside.
And we're just like boosting down the hall.
You finished your business at the Office of Xeno Extermination.
Mm-hmm.
What's next?
Happy beholder.
Well, three of
Yeah,
us still
well,
need to
after
get
feeling
cleaned up.
sufficiently guilted, you know, I think we're ready.
I was just kind of hoping for a rest between.
Oh,
We
A few
do
hours
have...
to burn out till we meet up with Luigi.
Luigi.
I don't think we do.
Luigi.
okie dokie then. Where to next?
Happy
Shower?
beholder.
Shower.
Happy beholder.
Well, if you'd like to go
No,
ahead of
happy
everybody
beholder.
else and split the
We
party.
told him 9 o'clock.
We told him 9. I
Like-
thought it was
No,
closer
we
to
told him
midnight.
12.
12.
Was
Yeah.
it 12?
We told him midnight.
Yeah,
So
he
we
told
said
us
midnight.
12.
Yeah, midnight-ish.
Okay.
Yeah, so midnight-ish. And we need 8 hours for rest. It's currently about 4 or 5 in the afternoon.
No, it's
Maybe-
not. It's nighttime.
It's like 6, 7 now.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
like we can't quite get a full long rest in with the time we have.
No, we could walk to the ship, have a shower, have a short rest, and call it a
Yeah,
day.
we could short rest it.
Yeah.
All right.
For when Luigi eventually attacks us, we would need to have our hit die.
So we're heading back to the autumn leaves.
Yeah, why not?
All right. So leaving the Office of Xeno Extermination, it's not far to get to the docks. You head down whatever that street is, because I can't read it, and then take a left back on the Eel Street. You find your way there fairly quickly. You see that the work never stops on the docks. There's still people sort of bringing crates into large warehouses.
The work never stops on the docks.
The work never stops on the docks, that's right. Give
The
my
rap battle is at the
The
end.
That's at the end, but write it down, because you can use that. Write it down. And what else rhymes with dock? I can leave a couple of words. Fucking hell.
Sock. Sock rhymes with dock.
I was just implying it, but okay.
Sock. I said sock.
Did you? That's not what I heard.
Yeah, I said sock multiple times.
No, that's not what I heard.
No.
We're gonna go back to the
I
tape
said
for that
sock.
one. Roll the tape back.
This is ridiculous. I said sock.
Yeah, okay. You said sock.
You also said testicle earlier, so like
Because he said it.
I did.
you can't
I
get
don't.
worse.
I just
I did say
repeat
that.
what I hear. I just.
Making your way
This is
back to the
ridiculous.
making your way back to the autumn leaves, you step out onto the pier, and again, it's a disorientating feeling stepping out onto this docks, because looking down below you, you see nothing but the twinkling of the starlight beneath.
Not gonna lie, Patch loves it.
Patch loves it. Someone push. Thrash, you got advantage on pushing people now, don't you?
Yeah, she does.
Boop. No? Okay.
Taking her with me, because I can
But see,
definitely
that-
drag more than she weighs.
But see, I actually like Patch, so...
As you approach the autumn leaves, you see its familiar, slender bough. You can see there's a little figure climbing along one of the booms for the sails. As you begin to approach, you can tell that it's a small figure, and they're like climbing around in the rigging. What do you want to do?
Hey guys, someone up there.
What?
There's someone on the ship.
Where?
Up there in the rigging up there. Look.
Nope. Don't see anything.
That's my spot. The crow's nest is kind of my spot, so do we want to like...
Not up there on the beam. Look.
Oh, that's a problem. This is our ship. Do we want to like kick them off the ship? I don't think they're supposed to be on the ship.
It's not really our ship.
Let's just see what they're up to. But
I mean, it's not our ship.
it's our ship.
It's our ship.
Anyway, Captain,
I would point at
what should we do?
this dark figure, and I would use a cantrip called Message, and I'd point my finger toward a creature within range, whisper a message that only it would be able to hear, and say, "What are you doing here on this vessel?"
You see the little figure backlit by the last rays of the sunlight that sort of light up the boat from underneath. Stop as it's climbing along the boom and sort of look around. Can they reply back? Here's the message. I can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. It's like, Who was that? Who was that?
This is the captain of the ship you're on.
Oh, you're the captain of the ship? Oh, you need to come over here. Where are you? I can't see you.
That's the idea.
What's your name?
Explain yourself.
Well, I don't need to explain myself. I think you need to explain yourself. I see your boat is parked on this pier. Oh, the rigging is all wrong, so I come on here and I change all the rigging. I make it all better for you.
His name's not Uncle Roger, is it?
No, my name's not Uncle Roger. My name is Guida. I work for you now. I'm your deckhand. You need Guida. You need him to do all the rigging because I look at this. It's all wrong. You do all the rigging all wrong. The knot is all wrong over here. You go over here right now. You explain yourself how you've been sailing the ship like this. It's all in terrible order.
What's the Ark doing?
I love this guy.
Guida, come down and meet us at the ramp.
And you see this
otherwise-
tiny little figure scamper along the boom. And it drops down, and you see it hangs for a moment by its tail before letting go and pirouetting and landing on all fours on the deck. And what you see is a small simian humanoid. He stands up and he's wearing like a little poofy sailor's cap, which is sort of tilted over to one side. He's got like a loose fitting tunic and like those baggy poofy sailor's pants. He's not wearing any shoes or anything like that. He's got like light brown fur and he's missing a couple of patches on his face, and he looks towards you and he says, "Oh, you're the captain of this ship? Is that you that was talking to me in my head? Don't do that again. I don't like that."
Sorry. Lost it. Can't hold it together with that one. Yeah. Jam at us and say, "Yes, that's us. Please explain yourself. I don't believe anybody would just come onto our ship.
Why not?
Are you looking for work?"
You're looking for someone to do the rigging for you. You do it all wrong, so I come on here, I do it, I fix it all up for you, and now I work for you. You just need to pay me. That's alright, you only pay me a small amount of gold. You pay me, what, five gold a day, and I'll work for you. I'll be your best deckhand. I'll be your second in command. How's that sound?
5 gold a day?
That's a lot of money.
Are you freaking serious, man? 2 gold a day, maybe.
Well, you need to wait up here. You need to look at the work that I done first. You make a complete mess of this. I have to come on here on your boat and I have to fix it all up. You know how long that take me? Took me all day. Your tree is yelling at me all day. I have to listen to that racist tree yelling.
Yeah.
Can I roll
You know why he's yelling at you? Yeah, same.
Everybody's just inciting.
Patch is just like,
This is bullshit.
Oh, fuck. 11.
Alright, Drum Ballas got a 15, Patch got an 11. Anyone else want to roll inside in this little guy?
Yeah, mine's just looting.
Nope.
There it is. She's not the smartest, so it's... You know, he's all good, guys. He's all good. Like, Thrash
really
takes
is that.
one look
Thrash
at
is
the
your new
boat,
best friend.
and she's like, holy this is some quality work, my dude. She puts her fist out for a fist bump. Yeah, and she fists a bump. She's like, here, guys, I think this is what, 6 gold?
Yeah, I see.
6 gold.
I see you're the
6
smart
gold for this
one. I
man.
see you should be listening to this one. Maybe you make her captain. What's your name? What's your name, there, big cat lady?
Thrash. Thrash the Troublesome. It is my small, dexterous friend. I can tell we're going to be very good buddies.
Yeah, we are.
Very good buddies.
We're going to be a good friend. I work for you now. You know what? Because you're so nice, I work only for 4 gold pieces a day. It's alright. It's all good. Look.
Don't steal yourself, man. I'll pay you myself.
Well, if you're paying him, Thrash.
I'll
sure.
pay him
That's how this is
myself.
working now.
Yeah, that's the inside. Check out.
With a 15, he's totally trying to extort you. Someone is not worth 5 gold pieces a day as a deckhand. You get the feeling that he's just saw an opportunity to get some work for all intents and purposes, and maybe potentially an opportunity to extort someone at the same time. He's like, all right, that's all good. I take care of everything now. I even teach you how to sail your boat. I won't charge you extra for that. Only 5 gold pieces a day. I'll teach you how to run a spell jammer. I can see this is your first time.
You are so generous. Damn guys, like,
That's what they say about Guida. You ask anyone on the dock, they say, oh,
Patches,
you know Guida. They say,
Patches,
yeah, he's generous, man. He always looking out for people who don't know how to make their way around spell jammer. He's always teaching people.
So, like, Patch is gonna look back and forth from, like, Thrash to this guy over to Dranbalis. Now, I think with his insight, he's kind of, like, teetering in the middle somewhere. You know, he's like, this feels sus to me. But he's not sure. He looks over to Dranbalis and just, like, raises an eyebrow.
He sort of raises his eyebrows too, sort of curious, and looks over at Verena and says, Lady Verena, what do you think?
I mean, I think that if she's happy to pay this lovely gentleman, then that's good enough for me.
Right, then it's settled then. Then Guido work for you. It would be the best deckhand you ever had. I already clean up all the rigging. I go downstairs. I sort out all of the supplies for you. I can even help you get more supplies. Guido know everybody on the Rock of Rock. Guido know everybody all throughout the Astral Sea. I've been sailing the Astral Sea for so long, longer than I've been all over the place.
Hey, Guido, if that...
No, it's Guida. You go listen to me, yeah.
Guida? Sorry, Guida. So what you telling me is that if we go talk to anyone on the Rock of Bral,
everyone tell you
they know you.
That they know me. Yeah, Guida he's an outstanding man. Of course, there's some people from other boats here, they don't know what they're talking about. They say I have a problem with the drink. I don't have no problem with drink. They have a problem with Guida. That was just racist. That was saying, oh, Guida's a monkey, no allowed be on my boat. I'm not a monkey, I'm a fucking Hatosi. Look at me, I'm not a monkey.
Well, no, of course you're not a monkey.
Sounds like...
No, I like you, you're a good man.
So do you know Luigi over at the Happy Beholder?
Oh yeah, of course I know Luigi. Everyone know Luigi. I've been down on this dock for, I don't know, 5-6 times.
Luigi vouch for you?
Well, I don't know if Luigi know me, I know him.
Ah, I see. Okay. Well,
Why are you trying to give this man the 4th degree? He is very clearly overqualified.
All right, then. It's
He's
been nice
working for
meeting
every
you
set
all.
of
What's all your
people.
name? What's your name? You're Verena. I heard him say that. What you, Captain? What's your name?
Thanks.
Dreadbalas, 1 gold per day.
Drown by so thank you
No.
so very much for giving me this opportunity. I won't let you down,
my
Captain.
My name's Tim.
Tim, that's a weird name. But I know I like you. You alright. But Big Cat Lady, she's my favorite. I think she should be captain. If we do, maybe later on, we do some kind of voting thing. We do like with the little rocks, 1 black rock, 1 white rock. We do that. I vote for you because I find you very cool. Anyway, thank you very much for bringing me on board. I'll go back on the ship now and I take care of everything
Do you
for
want
you.
your 6 gold or not?
Oh no, you know what?
Walk away.
I do the first day for free for you because I like you. I go back on the boat now and I
that's
do some
so
more work and I
generous.
fix everything. Yeah, that's what they say. That's what they say about Guida. He's so very generous. So I go back on the boat now. And I claim the top bunk. I don't sleep under anyone after that one time. That guy peed on me. I slept up on the top bunk. And he starts making
I'm
his...
glad I rolled so low on that. That was a fucking delightful experience.
He gets down on all fours and scampers away up the.
Tell
up
me,
the
Greedy,
pier.
before you go,
Oh, no, okay. What do you want to know?
there's something else we're looking for if you could help us find.
Oh, alright. What are you looking for?
A special mission for Greedy to prove his worth and to stay in employment of the ship.
But I already proved my worth. You go look. Huh? I fix everything for you. Your sales will be much more better now.
We're looking for a scroll of remove curse.
Oh, a scroll of remove curse. Well, I don't know nothing about that. That's all magical stuff. I take care of all the sales. I take care of the boat. But I don't know.
But
Maybe if
you
you're
know
looking
everyone
for.
on Bral, surely you know someone who sells scrolls.
Well, maybe. Look,
Go and talk to them.
Simeon as yourself.
Look, I just keep to the dock for the most part. You don't see anybody walking around removing curses down on the dock. But I am Guida. I know a lot. I've been around here. I'm a local. I tell you what, you go down to the Temple District. Maybe they can help you down there.
Okay, goodly.
That's right. I'm just a deckhand, but I also are just a big, vast pool of knowledge that I can share with you. And I don't even charge extra for that. That's free. Because that's just the kind of man that I am. I help you out, you help me out, you give me job. It's been a little while since I found a captain that was worthy of my help. I see you and I think, wow, this man really worthy of Guida's help. So, I do this favor for you. I teach your crew how to save the Spelljammer, and I do that for free, and I even help you out. Look at that, huh?
You just said you were going to vote me out of captaincy.
Well, I mean, don't take that personally. You're cool, but she's much more cooler than you. She also a big cat lady. She paid me. She said she'll pay me 5 gold.
Okay.
Can't argue with that. And Patch is just going to walk onto the boat, go below decks, and go.
Oh, by the way, I've been meaning to tell you. I don't know what you've been doing with your ship, but your tree does not look so good. Anyway, I'll go back to what I was doing. Never mind, Guida, go back to work. You take care of everything. Don't worry. And he scampers off.
Upon hearing that, Patch is going to immediately go over to Sliverbark.
Yeah, same.
How you doing, buddy?
Boarding the ship, you can see Slitherbark. His eyes are closed, but you do notice immediately that the leaves, which are more of a vibrant green colour earlier, have taken on a slightly more silvery grey aspect, and those veins that you saw on the deck below are now starting to make their way up the trunk. And you can hear like a sort of wheezing sound as Slitherbark is breathing with his eyes closed. What do you want to do?
Shit. I don't want to wake him if he's sleeping, because I feel like he's probably in pain. And if he's asleep, at least he's not in as much pain. I might just turn to Dranbalis and just be like, we need to make this our top priority.
Agreed. Let's let him rest for now whilst we get our room.
Yeah, do you...
Maybe Luigi will know some more about a spell scroll.
Maybe.
And if not, I say we head to the Temple District.
I was kind of gonna say, Thrash, Verena, do you want to meet with Luigi while Dranbalis and I go to the Temple District? Just so we can keep our appointment and not keep Sliverbark waiting.
That sounds good, but I'm not the best talkie-talkie. Maybe Dranbalis should go to Luigi.
I've got to go to the Temple District. I'd rather have someone else that's versed in temple lore.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll just stand there and shut up.
Cool. That sound like a plan, guys? We have a get cleaned up, quick rest, and then we do it that way.
Yep.
Sure.
Yep. Sounds good.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go get cleaned up, and he'll rush off downstairs and see to get cleaned up.
Mm-hmm.
I know I just suggested we split the party.
Yep, that's cool. That's fine.
I'm really sorry, but I feel like that is what we have to keep the meeting with Luigi, but Patch is now seeing the state that Sliverbark's in. This needs to now.
All right. So, short rest, no problem.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong. You enjoying that meal there, Grace? That good? Want to share with the rest of the class?
Skittles.
You did promise Skittles. That looked like way bigger than a Skittle, whatever it is that you just shoved in your mouth.
It was like 5 Skittles.
Oh, right. Okay, that makes sense. That's just efficient.
They're the Rice Krispie treats.
Yeah, no, save those for later, if you don't mind.
Yeah, that would fuck with the audio. There's no way.
Alright, splitting up. Verena and Dranbalis. Wait. No, Verena and Thrash.
Yes.
Going to the
Luigi.
Happy Beholder.
Mm-hmm.
Dranbalis and Patch heading
Temple
towards
District.
the Temple District. While you guys are resting, you can see... Yes? Sorry, Froth?
Can Guidi come with us because he knows where the Temple District is?
Are you going to ask him?
Yes.
Yeah, his name's Guida, by the way. On the end.
Guida.
Yeah.
Guida.
I think you're calling him Guidi because he seems a bit Guidi.
I've got a fun story to tell you about Guida at the end of the episode, so if you want to hear that story, stick with us. But yes, do you want to ask Guida something?
Yes, Guida, do you know where the Temple District is?
Oh yes, Captain. The Temple District is just on the other side of the Lost City there. I show you. You go straight through that way. You go up that street. You take a left. You take another right.
Would you accompany us?
What's that?
Would you accompany us?
You want me to go to the Temple District?
Well, if you're going to be a part of our team and our ship, then you'd be a part of the team.
So like a landing crew, like an away team, something like that. Yeah, no, sure, I can go with you to the Temple District.
Getting paid daily, mate. It's all right.
I will warn you though that there's a few people around who will probably think Guida may be a little bit too loud. Maybe last time I was in Temple District, they kicked me out, but no, it's okay. We'll keep low. It's all right. I'll take you down to the Temple District. There's no problem.
You don't have to necessarily come in with us. Just show us the way there, and then you could come back to the ship, maybe. And Patch kind of just raised his hands like this and looked at Dranbalis and
Well, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. It's been a little while since I've been back on the Astral Sea, but I'm very, very excited to be going back on another spell jamming adventure. But it's all right if you got work to do here. I'll help you out with that, of course. I'm your deckhand, of course. I'll go with you. Sure, we go to the Temple District. There's nothing there that I want to avoid. But it's all right. We go. Yeah.
Alright, cool. Well, obviously that bursting out laughing was Mark, not Patch.
What are you laughing at me for? You not a racist like your tree. You call me a monkey. You call me monkey. Now you laugh at me. No, he doesn't say that. But he does take you down, leading you down through the docks, through the lower city, and then we're going to transition to Thrash and Lady Verena. It's midnight now. There's not many people around. You see a couple of dock workers just sort of crowded around like a stack of crates. There's a couple of candles lit up there. They're having a couple of drinks, and you can hear the clatter of dice. But you make your way to the Happy Beholder, and you can see some firelights filtering in through the green cylinder glass from the windows on either side of the front door. You can hear some clatter of glassware coming from within. What do you want to do?
Go on in, I guess.
I'm going to try the door. The door is locked, but after a moment we hear and the door handle moves down apparently on its own accord, and the door slowly starts to open up, and inside you can see Luigi at the in the center of the bar. You can see like a couple of glasses sort of stack themselves on top of each other and then float over towards like under the bar. And you can see towards the back of the Happy Beholder, you can see one of those private booths, and you can see a small figure sitting on one of the tables inside there as well. What do you want to do? I should say, you see Luigi sort of turn towards you, and he looks at you, and you hear him laugh.
Oh, Verena, for a moment there I was thinking that you were going to stand me up.
I could never stand you up. This is an important date.
I should have never doubted you. Please, come in, and lock the door behind you.
Of course. Should I be concerned at all?
Not at all. I just like to enjoy my privacy.
Right. Is this privacy? And she's gonna look over at the other figure that's also in the room with us.
Mm-hmm. You see what appears to be a halfling woman. She's 3 feet tall, give or take. Brown skin. She's got like brown wavy hair. She's wearing like one of those sailors' tricorn hats, with like a feather poking out of it. You can see that resting like awkwardly on the table as she's sort of seated on the table. You can see like poking out behind her what appears to be a scabbard of a sword, like a thin sort of elegant sword. And she looks over towards you guys, and she sort of tips her hat towards you. And Luigi turns back towards you, and he's like,
Oh, it's nothing to be worried about. She's an old friend of mine, someone who I thought you might like to meet.
Right. Well, we should get straight on to things then. If you trust her, then I guess we do too.
You go inside. You see that apart from Luigi and this halfling woman, there's no one else around, and Luigi finishes up putting away a couple cups, and he's like,
"Oh, please, darling, please. Looks like you've had a bit of a rough day. Make yourself comfortable, and I'll be right with you. Would you like to have a drink?"
If one's going, then yes. Thrash, would you like a drink?
No, thank you. I think I'll just...
Oh, please. This one's on the house.
Okay, well, I mean, if you're twisting my arm, and Thrash will take the pint and down it in one quick.
Ooh, well, only one drink, I'm afraid. I can't be giving away the stock for free. You know how it is. I have a business to run.
sorry.
Now, Verena, back to the purpose at hand. You had some questions you would like to ask. Questions that others in the city might be interested in overhearing.
Yes, we were discussing earlier about a Kukulane. You said that his contact Thaddeus was dead and had been dead for a long time.
Oh,
Do you have anything else?
yes, you are a woman of mystery. I like that. Yes, Kukulane. Interesting that you would like to know more about him. Thaddeus, yes. You see, Kukulane came to me, such a long time ago now, but I remember it clearly. He cut a striking figure, purple scales and dancing stones around his head. I just couldn't wait to pick his brain, but only questions came from him. Questions that intrigued me greatly. You see, he asked me things and I gave him answers out of curiosity, if nothing else. Thaddeus, he did ask me about this warlord, and I told him what he needed to know. I'm lucky to have avoided any serious consequences from that.
Right. So I guess what I have to say is, where do we go from here?
Well, like I said, this is an exchange of information. I can help you, but first you have to tell me something that I want to know, something maybe others don't.
Well, what do you want to know? I guess that depends on what information you want, don't you?
And he swivels 4 eye stalks towards you, Thrash, as you talk.
It's like, well, it's difficult to know what I want you to tell me if I don't know what you know. Tell me something and I will decide if it is a fair exchange.
How do you know what I know if I don't know what you know?
I guarantee you I know a lot. You see, this is a little game that I like to play. I don't get out of this place very often. It was part of my deal with the captains. I have my little corner of Bral, and I don't interfere in their business. But whenever I let out a little bit of information, I don't see that as interfering with anyone's business.
Respect that. You're a very respectable business. And she sort of looks him up and down and is like, thing. You're a very respectable business thing.
Thank you.
Sorry, I just find the whole unsettling. You could say it's a bad dream. Anyway, yeah, I'm not entirely sure what you want us to tell you.
Well, I'm afraid if you don't have anything to tell me, then I can't let this information go either. If people start to learn...
But my friend over here, she's definitely got some
Darling, I'm sure there's something in your past that he might not know.
Something juicy, something maybe about the city of Bral, maybe something about the captains or something. Help an old man out.
I don't know what you want me to tell you, dude. I tend to monologue a lot, so a lot of my backstory is very out there.
Oh, I have something. If
You go. You go. I've got absolutely.
Please, my dear, regale me with something. It's been so quiet lately.
I'm not sure if word has reached Bral yet, but I've heard that a noble family is currently missing a daughter.
Nobles, you say? Now you have my interests. Please go on.
Well, I imagine that this prestigious family would offer a large bounty if this person were to be located and found, and I think that maybe you should be the first person to search for them, or at least hired to search for them.
Oh no, I wouldn't dare get involved in someone else's information, but stories of kidnapped children, missing princesses and the like, this excites me very greatly and gives me reason to move pawns. Tell me more. What of this noble family?
Well, I guess I'm a bit in the dark about the family themselves, but I do know that they were located in Neverwinter. And that the child went missing, say, 3 years ago?
Neverwinter. Oh, yes, I know Neverwinter. Even people out here in Bral know of the city of Neverwinter. Let me guess, it was Faerun. Yes. Right. And
He stares at you for a long and uncomfortable amount of time. You see his eyes furrow, all of them. But for a moment, he perks up again.
well, this was a fair exchange. I offer you information for information that you've given me. That was the deal. And after all, Luigi is a...
You see his eye stalks move towards you, Thrash.
thing of his word.
I meant absolutely no offense by that comment, Mr. Luigi. So you are very professional. It's just I haven't seen a lot of your kind at all, really. You're actually the first one I've ever met. So very good impression, but nonetheless.
Well, I am a thing of my word, as I said. Thaddeus. You see, when Cuchulainn came to me, he asked me questions. Questions that I found scintillating. Thaddeus was a warlord of the Gith Empire at the time. At the time, he was a political prisoner, you might say. You see, The monarchy at the time took offense that he refused to supply them with the black powder needed to create weapons of war. When Cuchulainn came to me, he was in search of someone, a contact, who could help him acquire a weapon of great power, a bombard, for his ship. Now, I told him that Warlord Thaddeus could help him acquire such a weapon, and so Cuchulainn devised a plan to break him out of the prison right here on Bral. He was being held in the donjon. Now, I'm not sure exactly about the details, but whatever it is that happened on Collier was directly or indirectly resulted in the dissolution of the Gif Empire, something to do with Cuchulainn putting in motion the events that led to some type of indigenous rebellion on the desert planets of Collier. I myself was lucky not to be implicated in this whole affair. It was, of course, after this incident that Cuchulainn himself was branded a terrorist and a dissident. You see, this is why you must be careful when talking to people about Cuchulainn. There's still some in the city who harbor some resentment.
So, I'll just give you a little bit of rundown here. What Luigi is saying is that Cuchulainn came to him looking for someone who could help him get his hands on a bombard cannon. Luigi told him about a warlord who was being held in the prison on Bral. Cuchulainn busted that warlord out of prison. That warlord then helped him acquire a bombard. They then travelled to the planet Collier, where something happened. Some type of uprising of an indigenous population, and that was somehow indirectly resulted in the dissolution of the Gif Empire at the time, and the blame was planted on Warlord Thaddeus and Cuchulainn.
Oh dear.
Right. I see why you were tight-fisted with this information. This is very... Well, I'm not gonna lie, I can't make heads or tails of it, but I'm sure she can.
Oh yes, information is such a fragile yet very valuable thing. There's nothing in the astral sea more valuable than knowledge. I'm sure you could appreciate that, Verena. But that's not all. There's more to this story yet. But I'm not sure if I want to tell you. Oh, you know what? I like you, Verena. I could tell you just a little bit more. Now, this happens not to be the first time that I met Cuchulainn. He came to me before, asking me about some obscure type of metal. What was it called? Aeonite. That's right. It's a metal that is rare and not often seen. I've never seen it worked into anything before, but he seemed to think that it was important somehow to his mission. I had no idea where he could find Aeonites, but I put him on the right path.
Right. What is that path?
If anyone in the verse knows anything about a rare metal, it would be the dwarves of Glenenhall, the Steel City itself.
Dwarves, now we're talking. Hang on, back up, Steel City.
Oh yes, Glenenhall, built directly into the iron core of an asteroid.
Thrash looks at Verena and, tries to convey a look of total panic, and then looks back and is like, yeah, dwarf, I actually grew up with dwarves. I speak fluent dwarf, very dwarvy. Dwarves are good. Dwarves are great, actually.
Oh, yes. I can see a lot of their ways in you. Thrash straight to the point.
Yeah. Yep. I think, did you get everything you needed out of this, Verena? I think I'm ready to, pack it up and,
if that is everything.
Oh,
To tell us.
one more thing. Of course, I forget. I have someone who I would like to introduce you to. And you see him spin his whole body around.
Sorry. You see him spin his whole body around and turn towards the young lady who's sort of perched on the table in the private booth towards the back. And he's like,
Helia, please don't be rude. Introduce yourself to our guests.
We just got a raid.
oh, we did. Oh, gods, I missed it. Intense Quack. Thank you for the raid, my friends. We're just on the tail end of this. We're going to be wrapping it up pretty soon, but we've still got a little bit left to go. Doing a little bit of an interrogation of the beholder, and you can't go wrong with that. Thank you for the follow. Intense Quack. So yes, what does he do?
Well, Helia sits forward, kind of intrigued at these two newcomers, before she gets off the table where she's at, walks on over to the bar, and lifts herself up onto the bar in front of them, and kind of leans forward and gets real close into their faces. Says it. Hey there, sweet cheeks. Look at you two. Think you know everything in this town.
I don't know everything, but I don't know a lot either. Yeah. Who is this person? What is this funny accent?
Name's, Captain Helia Smith. Prince, one might say. I'm also kinda queen of the Astral Sea.
I like your hat.
I like your fur.
Thrash, roll a perception check for me.
Perception check. I can definitely do a perception check. I'm actually quite good at these. I'm not going to say that because it'll just make it really bad.
Please be good.
Oh, it's taking forever to roll. Taking absolute forever. Oh, that is good. 22.
You see every single one of Large Luigi's eyes eye roll as she calls herself Queen of the Astral Sea.
Yeah, Thrash looks at Verena and once again tries to communicate without speaking because she's had to learn to be good at that. And just looks at her like, this girl is so full of hot air, I'm surprised she doesn't float. And then she's like, oh, interesting, that's quite the title. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, Luigi and I, we kind of run this establishment together. We're kind of best friends, you could say.
Oh, well, it's nice to have friends.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have any?
Up until recently, no. But, I find that trauma is just such a good, bonder. Most of my friends have died, but I've still got Patch, and he's my friend, and I don't know. But Drambalis is pretty cool. He's a cool dude. I like to think he's my friend. And then Verena is a girl.
And speaking of Patch, we changed scenes. And I got my dice.
Patch and Drunballis, you're making your way through the darkened city streets. It's quiet now. There's not even the chirping of crickets as you navigate through the cobblestone streets. And after a while, you hear clack, 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 clack. And you stop, and you turn around, and you look, and you see a mechanical cat. You see Gadget. Gadget stops. Turns back towards you. Looks around. Looks back towards you.
It's okay, buddy. Verina's fine. She's at the Happy Beholder.
Would Gadget understand where the Happy Beholder is?
Yeah. I mean, Gadget's been there before, so.
You see Gadget has in its mouth like a piece of paper, and you say, Verina's at the Happy Beholder. See its ears perk up, little mechanical ears. Zip.
Yeah. Oh, hey, what?
Turns and just clack, 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 clack.
Off it goes. Yeah.
Down
Cool.
the
Oh, wait, Gadget. What do you got there?
And we'll see you next week.
Ouch!
Nice.
Every time.